Welcome back, Dungeoneer. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to play Dungeons & Dragons. You're watching Dice & Dungeons, and we're here at the table with our players.
I am David Wong. I'm playing Nines, the Tabaxi Bard.
I'm Nicole Bates. I'm playing Xoria Ansul, the Changeling Druid.
And I'm Greg, and I'm playing Ulseth Ralph, the Furbog Fighter.
And I'm Alexis Bates, your trusty dungeon mistress. It's kind of a sorrowful show this week. It's the first episode that we've done since Dermar and David Schultz had to leave. Miss you a lot, and wish you were here right now. But we do have a couple of announcements to get to, so take it away, Nicole.
Tune in next week, and we will be doing our first giveaway for this absolutely gorgeous dice box.
And if you tune in, we will tell you what you must do to win this dice box.
The spice tray.
Bice box.
Ship it.
Our bison box. That's right, folks. Tune in for next week's stream, and we'll tell you what you need to do to get entered into the giveaway for that dice box.
The bice stocks?
The bice stocks.
Haha.
The bice stock sounds like a Star Wars species. Mm-hmm. You know, I got a shipment full of bice stocks in the back. Sounds like something that will kill 8 people on a ship.
Or it's like a background character in the cantina.
Yeah. Bice stocks.
Yeah. I'm glad I practiced that before the show so I could get it right.
We did. That's the sad part. So,
Nailed it first try.
And of course, I want to thank our continuing sponsor, Geekified. Geekified is a tabletop gaming store out of Vinton, Iowa that takes online orders for all your tabletop role-playing game needs. Perhaps you're looking for some cool new miniatures to kill all your players with in your next battle. Or maybe you're even looking for a new role-playing game to try. A couple months back, we actually picked up topical here, the Star Wars the Rebels one, and have tried that out. Pretty darn interesting. A whole separate dice set and kind of a combination of D&D and Shadowrun is kind of rolling methods. And we have been graced by the Tabaxi God. So that's a good sign for today.
Says, buy from Geekified.
No matter what you're looking for, Geekified has you covered. So if you use the link geekified.us/discount/dice and dungeons, which will be posted in our chat and in YouTube and podcast descriptions. That will get you 5% off your first order, and buying things through that link helps support the show. So it's a great way to entertain yourself with something new, or even brighten a friend's day. Thank you again to Geekified for all their support, and thank you to anyone who goes and checks them out and buys something through the link. And that's the end of our sponsors this week. And apparently the Tabaxi God has decided it is as well. So, Dungeoneers, let's roll. Welcome back, Dungeoneers, and back again. On last week's Dice and Dungeons episode, we ended on a very tearful note. Dromar was captured by the Royal Guard of Glindring and taken away to be tried for the burglary he committed and presumably keep the royal secrets that he discovered from getting out. If you haven't watched the episode, I encourage you to do so. And don't worry, I'll wait.
Really?
This is a good episode.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great way to fill a few hours just waiting for them to watch. This week's episode is last week's episode. We rejoin our heroes moments after Dromar's capture, still deep in the woods north of the city of Nordfeld. A dispatch of royal guards having stayed behind to escort the remaining party members back to the city.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah, but he left some good loot.
So,
That is how you would look at the situation, isn't it?
so
Enjoy your butthole cut, everybody.
you who are guards, what is to become of us?
We are under orders from our captain to take you back.
Take us back to Nordfeld?
That's as far as we go. The guards before you are a mix of different species. The one that you happen to be talking with is actually a dragonkin. Stands about equal to your height, ulseth. So you are finding yourself in the unusual position of talking eye to eye with someone.
Well then, if we must return, let us be on our way. I see there is nothing more for us here.
No, I
Well, it should
don't.
be about 50,000 gold for us here.
50,000. Oh,
Oh, 9.
I don't.
That's a lot of gold.
Well, you do know who, betrayed you guys, and thus who might have 50,000 gold. As a reminder to everybody. Yeah, that Ludorf is the one who
Yes.
ratted you out.
You know, guards. Do you know a man Ludorf here in Nordfeld?
The three guards that remain are kind of looking at each other. And then one of them, who's a dwarf, speaks up. I know him.
Is he the one who told you where Dromar was?
Oh, I wouldn't know that. I got no idea whether he's the one who gave us the information or not. They don't tell us anything other than where to go.
Well, that's very fancy fervent armor you have from the looks of it. Is that correct?
Lass knows a good set of armor when she sees one, huh?
I mean, it's hard to miss that armor.
Aye, that's true. He seems to be a bit, proud of it.
Are you aware that Ludorf has illicit fervent tech stashed away?
This seems to catch all of their attention. They all kind of turn and look. The dragonkin who had spoken previously, illicit.
Oh yeah. Some really dangerous stuff from my understanding. I mean, I don't know much about fervent tech, but really powerful sort of spheres and crystals and things like that.
He has a drive engine.
Yeah, he's marked it with his own sigil. That's how proud he is of it.
They kind of quietly start talking amongst themselves for a minute.
This is
That's
all
your
while we're
friend,
walking.
you know.
No, that was an hour ago. That was hours ago.
Yeah, I
Well-
imagine we're walking back. We're not riding on the back of a dragon or something.
Thank you for the
fun like that.
information.
Of course.
We shall consult with the local Fervent Guard and see if they are aware of it.
And I mean, he's been a big underworld criminal here for some time, so I'm sure he has a lot more mundane charges attached to him as well. But he hides out in the back of the festival chorus most of the time, but he has an escape tunnel that comes out at a derelict house near the sewer exit 682765.
You are just fucking him over. It's great. If he has anything, they are definitely going to be looking at it now.
And there's a secret stash room behind a panel wall on the right side of his office if you're facing the desk.
The third guard, who's actually a female drow, looks at the other two, looks at you, and says, "That's interesting. We shall get a closer look."
If there's any reward for information, you can find us at the Company of Blades House. If it comes up with anything.
We shall perhaps investigate, and if it bears fruit, you shall be justly compensated for the information. The Glintrangian Royal Guard do not take this Ferventech very kind.
Well, just trying to get one more criminal off the streets.
Yes, of course.
Don't tell them that we have like 3 more of those orbs. I didn't say that part.
That was good of you to pass on that information.
Yeah, I figure,
Yes.
he deserves it.
Also, he'd probably try to kill us later.
Probably. He'll know that I actively charmed him.
And took 1,000 gold.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, 100 platinum.
a little easier to carry.
Do you all want to get heading back?
Yeah, I thought we were walking while we did this.
Sure,
we
why
stopped.
not? You hadn't specified that that's what you want to be doing?
Well, there's 3
that is-
guards and they're wearing Iron Man armor. Can they just carry us on their back?
No.
Let's try.
I think you can. Can I ride on your back?
Dragonkin just looks at you like, no. No.
The dragonkin has an allergy.
Can I give him like some kitten eyes?
Why don't you roll a persuasion check? Let's see how this turns out.
Awful. It's just an 8.
This is more of a glare.
You mostly look a little, I don't know, like you look like you're making some sort of pucker face at him, and he just doesn't have any idea what you're doing.
I cough up a hairball while I'm doing that. Let's throw some flavor in there. Just. Alright, that doesn't usually happen. On you.
More than once a day.
This time.
That's not even my hair.
No.
Oh.
Ew.
Alright. I don't know if we have anything else to talk. Do we have anything else to ask these guards? I sold out Ludorf hard.
You did.
Yes.
You did.
I have nothing to say to these guards.
Since they won't carry me, I'm upset about them, so.
Alright.
All right. So,
I walk back in sullen silence.
the walk is, well, a bit more than a day's walk, since you guys had made it 2 overnights deep into the forest.
True.
And even though you're taking a more direct route back, it still is going to take you an overnight. They don't seem to be super familiar with the terrain, but, they know how to get back to town well enough. And when you set up camp for the night, they take a couple of devices that look to be some sort of arcane crystal and just stake them out around where y'all are sleeping.
What are those?
Early warning.
Oh. Like, if something goes over them, they'll make a noise.
When it gets near to the camp, they will. Yep.
Are they expensive?
Oh,
Oh, they're like just issued to you.
yeah. We take what we need and keep moving.
Do they each work individually or are they a set?
Oh, they work individually.
He said early warning. Perhaps it is like one of those alarm clocks.
Yeah, probably.
The royal guards, they're taking out tents and bedrolls and things that are much nicer than whatever you guys have.
I have a pretty nice tent. But it's probably not as nice. But I figure, why don't we set up camp a little ways away from them? I don't know if we want to,
I'm pretty sure they could kill us whenever they want if they wanted to kill us.
well, I know, but just so we are able to talk
Oh. About our criminal friend.
about our criminal friend who's gone.
I want to test this early warning thing. So Ulseth is going to pick up a branch. Can I find a branch that's maybe like 6 or 7?
Why don't you just use one of the ones
long?
you're carrying?
Yeah, there's. You look around anywhere. You're in the middle of the woods. It's
Yes.
pretty easy to find a branch.
Okay. So I take this branch and I wave it between 2 of these things, crystalline things.
The female guard is just kind of watching you curiously. What are you doing?
I am poking it with a stick.
Yes, but why?
I want to see if it will warn me.
Warn you of what?
Early. Let me poke it with a stick. Nothing is anything happening?
No, nothing seems to be happening.
It's probably keyed for things coming towards us from the outside.
So we could just leave.
I mean, yeah, they're just here to walk us back. We don't have to walk with them, I don't think.
Okay. Are they feeding us?
Do you want to ask them?
I will cook everyone
Are they
a
making
nice.
something good?
I'll cook everyone a nice meal.
Okay. What do you want to use?
I have potatoes and mushrooms,
Oregano?
oregano.
You famously have oregano.
I'll see what they have and maybe work with that a little.
Okay. They mostly have, a couple of, they're pretty nice rations, but they're ration containers. They're more equivalent to like an MRE than something like hardtack or just beef jerky.
I'll look around and see if there's anything growing in the nearby region to cook.
Sure. Make a survival check.
Okay. Guidance. 22.
Yeah, you're able to find a couple of things in the region. You come across like a particularly well seeded pine tree that's got a whole bunch of pine nuts that you can pick up, and you also find some other sorts of mushrooms and fungi that are all edible, and you've got a nice 2 hands full worth of different forest proteins.
Okay. I'll make fried mushrooms and hash browns then.
Okay.
With oregano.
Yeah. Why don't you roll a cooking check and let's see how this goes.
Do I add a what ability modifier is that?
We'll say wisdom for you.
Yeah.
Since you're much more feeling how you cook.
Okay. And I'll get myself guidance. Oh no. I rolled a natural 1, but with guidance, that's 5, 10, 12 total.
It's not the best meal that you've prepared, but it's certainly not bad. And your companions seem to be happy to have something slightly better than whatever the Glendringian equivalent of an MRE is.
And when I'm done, I'll go flame off with my frying pan.
Okay?
I just like flame on. I like saying it.
It'll just look like you were trying to keep it secret
No.
from them.
I just whisper it to it.
That was a very good meal, Xoria. Thank you.
Well, it's what I had.
I'm glad there were no bugs in it.
There were bugs in it.
No, there were not.
There's a lot of Potato bugs.
There were bugs in it. No, there weren't. So, do you guys want to set up camp a little bit of ways?
Yeah.
From what
Yes.
you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure we'll have a little privacy.
Downwind, or so that they can't hear.
When we want to be upwind.
No, because then the sound will be.
Would you
carried
like us
on.
to set up the alarm system around you all?
Sure. As long as it's not full of spyware.
Or spiders.
Spider?
You know, divination magic to spy on us.
Not that we're aware of.
Oh, okay.
When something comes close that aims to harm us, it tells us what it is, and it sends off a large sound.
Oh, that's really convenient.
Like, it actually tells you what is coming up.
The person who placed it, it identifies what is coming and then screams.
Do you have any, like...
Like, ah!
Like,
Eh,
where at?
a bit. It's very high-pitched and loud.
Do you have any extras?
We carry quite a few. Why?
Oh, I just thought they'd be really useful. Are they one use only, or are they reusable?
No, they are reusable. We can take them with us.
Huh.
They would not be the best item to have just a single use of. They are meant to set up a perimeter around us to keep us safe while we sleep.
What's the area of, like, effect on them?
About 530 feet.
Do you have any you'd like to give us?
Like 6?
I do not.
Oh,
They are issued to us. We must
I see.
return all that we take.
it's all cataloged.
So there's like a deposit.
In a manner of speaking, if they are not damaged by our activities, any that are misplaced we must pay for.
And how
How
much
much
is
do you
that?
have to pay?
Never lost one. I don't know.
What does the dwarf have to say? He probably lost one.
Wow.
Well. Yeah. I lost a couple in my day.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Last time I lost one of these, about 10 years ago. It was, week's pay. Steep.
How much was that? Like 30 silver for you?
No, we get paid pretty handsomely. Yeah, it was about 10 gold.
10 gold.
So,
They want to make sure that the
One
royal guard
5,000th of a dromar.
is not easily bought off.
so if they were to lose some, but found 15 gold each, you know,
I think that would work.
do we want any even?
6, yes.
Are you paying for it?
Are you openly discussing this?
Yeah.
we can't sell them.
You're not selling them. You're
Losing them.
But we did not lose them.
Oh, you will.
Make a persuasion check. Wait, are you like winking at him while you do this? Because "oh, you will" could also be a threat. I'm gonna
Like, guys.
guidance.
Well then,
I don't think we're getting any of
6.
these.
I don't think that we will. We're very good at keeping track of these things. The dwarf is just like, and-
So you are able to count. Do you count in ranges, such as Xoria does? That you have somewhere between 2 and 2 million of these?
I think you're
the
talking too wrong a person for
dragonkin
this operation.
is just looking at you all like, "These are idiots." Just kind of standing off to the side, shaking his head. Just no.
Are these like things that we could buy at a magic shop somewhere?
Are you asking them or are you asking me?
I'm asking them.
I don't know. Ever tried looking around for anything like that?
Alright. Well, with that persuasion check, I don't think we're going to get anywhere with
No.
this. So let's camp for the night.
They do.
Do you want me to try to persuade them?
Yes.
That doesn't seem like the natural
dwarf!
choice.
You want 15 gold?
I mean, an extra week's pay is always pretty nice.
I'll trade you that for one of those alarms.
Roll a persuasion check.
He does seem
Nat
the most...
20.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah. That's a total of 26, unless you want to give me a guidance.
I thought Dromar was gone.
You can't give guidance after the roll.
No, I can't.
But yes, 26 then.
Tell you what. I'm a bit forgetful. Might leave one up by your camp.
Well, that'd be terrible. It'd be very forgetful of you. In fact, I might just leave like 15 gold outside of my tent. Which is very irresponsible. That's totally not on par for me.
And if, you hid it... If it was hidden somewhere by somebody inside of a personal bag or something like that, I don't think we would check.
Well, it's so weird that we're just leaving these things around. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're very forgetful.
It's so forgetful. Anyway, I'm gonna go over here and count my money. Make sure I have it all.
By this log with this hole in it.
That says money here. Just take a knife out.
And you carve it into the log in the hole.
Well, you just managed to
Get military hardware.
get one piece of military hardware. So, after the night is over, assuming nothing happens to it, you can. I'll add it to your inventory later. It's a custom item.
Okay, I have already removed the gold as I put it in a bag and just forgot that I left it in a log.
I'm gonna. Huh. He's pretty stealthy, apparently. So, you have paid off the guard, and you'll be able to pick one of these up
In the morning.
in the morning. Well done. You basically have, a detection spell on a stick. So, nice job. I did not expect you to do
Yeah,
that.
guys.
It's
Almost
like
everything is better on a
basically
stick.
operate like the alarm spell.
Yeah,
Ulseth.
it's essentially the alarm spell.
Nice.
It
Yes,
has a
nine.
little
On a
extra
stick.
flair.
Yes.
Whoever plants it.
When we get
sends
back
out
to
a loud
Nordfeld,
scream.
let us see if they have such a
In
thing.
their head.
But whoever plants it, they'll get a bit of. They'll know what is coming. They'll find out what species it is that's coming. So if it's like a dwarf or a dragonkin or a wolf or a kobold, they'll know that, and it will send out an audible scream in the area
To everyone.
to everyone.
Including the thing that's coming.
Yeah, I mean it's just a loud scream.
Can you turn that part off?
Or change the sound.
It's meant to, this is basically, it's designed for military application rather than being sneaky in a dungeon or something application. So you can't turn any part of this off. Once it's planted, it's functioning like that.
Does it have something like it can only be used once per long rest or something? Or is it just any time?
It's basically when it's down, when it's been planted,
Planted in the
it
ground.
works. So through, magic.
We'll have
So
to
you
test
just-
it.
You know
Ground
that it's been
activated.
planted. But you can't, You can't just hold on to it and it's like working
Well,
like a mobile alarm
when we-
spell. That's not how it works.
When we get to
What if I
camp,
stab it in someone? I use it as a weapon.
I mean,
something will scream.
like, yeah, I suppose you could use it as that. I don't know why.
Well,
you
when we get to our camp and be like, I am curious about testing, like, if I turn into a kobold, will it say a kobold's coming, or will it say a changeling's coming?
But it only sounds if it's a threat.
Well, I'll be threatening. I'll be thinking about stealing fritters.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty threatening.
Yeah.
It's like you want to die.
Or desecrating
Wow,
pretzels.
good job, Nines.
Yes.
Yes, I got Screamy Stick.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, now it
That's what I'm
is.
calling it.
That's what it's going to be called forever now, apparently. Anything else that you want to try to bribe out of the guards tonight?
How much for the hour? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think you're going to be able to get that out of them.
I got 10 platinum.
Can we at least wear their helmets?
You can ask.
Dwarf, can I wear your helmet for a second?
Make a persuasion check.
Doesn't like shoot lasers or breathe fire or anything.
Did you really? No, you didn't. No.
Did you roll that 20?
Yes, I did. I'm the most worthless checks I'll do all day.
Okay, new Dromar.
Did David Schultz leave you
His dice.
dice?
His dice tray that we're giving away? Yes.
No. his
Tune in next week.
his definitely that was a nat 20 roll.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's how it goes. So, the dwarf looks to you. Yeah, I know it. And tosses you his helmet that he'd already taken off as they're, sitting down to rest. And now you're holding his helmet.
Does this dwarf have a beard?
Yeah. Well,
I was just curious. Is it like you said they were like full face helmets. Did his beard go inside it, or was it like sticking out somewhere?
no, it sticks out.
Okay.
Yeah. The helmet is crafted presumably for him, like most armor
see.
would be. And it's got a nice... It
Open.
basically comes down a little bit and like protects him here and goes a little further than the other masks.
Okay.
And then it has a hole for
To protect the
his
beard.
I was just curious.
Yes.
All right. See if you
I
can
just
shoot lasers or something with it.
I'll absolutely put my head in it. Just put it right on.
And so as you slide it over your head, the shielding kind of goes and closes around your face. And you can see, even though the eyes are from the outside, it looks like a solid piece of metallic material. You don't know what it is. You haven't seen anything that looks like this before. On the inside, you can see clearly through it. There's a little bit of like looking through some like a dirty glass window. Like it needs a cleaning almost, this little haze, but you can see very clearly through it without any difficulty. And it's a little, not perfectly sized for you. It's kind of loose.
Nothing I wear is.
Yeah, nothing you wear is.
Nothing
So the helmet's a little bit loose on your head, but, it's pretty fun to wear. It has padding on the inside, which is, fairly unusual and certainly a luxury.
Ask Jarvis to arm the missiles.
Jarvis, activate the missiles.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, I guess there's,
Oh, the helmet.
there's
It's
not
cool.
a ghost living inside your helmet.
Is that how they get the Screamy Stick to work?
Oh no,
Much.
it's souls.
Definitely souls. Absolutely.
Nines. That helmet
Yes.
is very becoming. If it were painted blue, it would match the rest of your clothes.
It needs ear holes though.
I think ear holes would ruin structural stability, but it would look so cool.
Beard holes are fine apparently, so why not ear holes?
Yeah.
Well, I need one of these. I feel so safe.
Are you letting them screw around in your armor again? They love it. Everyone loves putting on them helmets.
Can you, like, run into a tree without hurting yourself with this thing on?
I mean, like, you still run into a tree. Like, that hasn't changed. You'll run into a tree. You just don't get, I don't know, quite as beat up. It's not really meant for tree running.
So you don't have anything if I wanted to run into a tree?
No?
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Is there anything else that is interesting about this helmet?
Yeah, what other shiny things do they?
Like, can I...
They have some interesting looking weapons that resemble to a degree Soloth's sword that you've seen before. Of course, the armor, which they basically step out of. It sort of like collapses back and then leaves this shell behind them, and they can just kind of step out of it.
What do they wear under? Are they staying in their armor though?
No.
Oh.
Well,
What do they wear underneath, like regular clothes?
it looks like they've got some sort of standard issue. You might call them like a flight suit sort of thing. It's basically like a whole jumper.
They have a onesie.
Yeah, they're kind of wearing a onesie that looks to be padded and made of a material that helps them to stay cool.
Xoria.
Yeah,
Why are we so interested in their clothing?
because it's weird armor stuff that I've never seen before.
I think it is a bit weird to worry about what it is they wear under.
Well, they're just standing right there. I didn't actually ask to look. It was me literally just seeing them walk out of the armor. I didn't actually
Also, you were,
say
like,
anything
hitting
out
their
loud.
tech with a stick earlier.
I was poking it.
He was
They're
doing
basically
science.
babysitting like 6-year-olds right now.
That's D&D.
6 years old with a screamy stick.
6-year-old murder hobos that describes as typical D.
All right, well,
Nines. Does that helmet help you do anything special? Can you see in the dark or hear things
Can
you
it
could not hear before?
translate everything you say into every language.
I don't know if it does other languages, but I can see things clearly. Do I see anything that they wouldn't be able to see? I guess I have dark vision, they don't, but...
Yeah. You don't... I mean, you're not like seeing some sort of different spectral feed coming through. Like it's not translating infrared or ultraviolet into something that we can see. It's not doing anything like that. It seems to just be a very well-made helmet that's easy to take on and off. It feels lighter than steel and feels a bit stiffer than some pieces of like plate armor that you've seen.
So I'm going to say something to Nines in my Irvin Wild's clan's Sylvan dialect. That's the language I learned growing up.
Yeah.
So I'll say that to Nines to see if the helmet translates it.
What do you want to say?
Can you understand what I'm saying?
Bali.
No.
Well, if it translates everything, it'll
Well, I want to see
translate
if it translates to Sylvan dialect.
Nines on the other end. You hear a language that you don't understand. Doesn't seem to be translating anything.
It translates languages you don't understand into other languages you don't understand.
That is a very useful thing.
Sounds like French! I just nod my head. And I take it off because it's making my ears sweaty.
Probably has
It is a little
folded
cramped on
down,
your
too.
ears. You know, they're getting pressed down right now. Hey, you like that? They're pretty cool, aren't they?
This is cool.
Yep.
But I think you won't let me try the other part.
No, I can't do that. Yeah, can I let you try out that armor?
Are you sure?
The dragonkin looks over and says, yes, he's sure.
Shall we camp for the
I
night?
think your suit would be too small for me anyway.
Yes, let us camp for the
Yeah,
night.
the like neckline would probably come up to about chest height for you.
But it would be really funny if I did that. And you would think it is really funny.
That's probably true. No. No, it isn't.
Well, it's true it'd be funny, but
The dragonkin seems to lack some humor about him.
he's gonna kill me later in the campaign.
The drow soldier, she's just apparently nodded off to sleep. The dwarf is sitting there and just sort of, stirring the coals of the fire.
What's it like serving under a dragon as your commander, your leader, your
Captain.
captain?
He is our captain. It's usual. Most of the leaders of the Royal Guard are dragons.
Oh, really?
Do not know the close ties that the royal family has with, well, my brood.
No,
They grew up in swamp. They don't know much of anything.
we're from the
It was not a
Wild.
swamp, it was a woodland.
I was sort of in a swamp. It was more of a marsh.
You are some of
Man,
our
have
lost.
doors.
Maybe a fen.
Your lost children.
That's what the Glendrangian royal family calls all the denizens the fervent wild.
Well, that seems a little pedantic, don't you think?
It's not my place to judge. They once controlled most of the fervent wilds, built cities, roads, grand trade centers.
Well, my people were there before any of that.
Who are your people? I'm surprised. Most elves come from Costeria.
I think technically I'm still Maggie right
Are
now.
you Maggie?
I don't think I've changed from
Okay.
Maggie.
So Maggie's human. Oh, I wasn't aware. Where do you come from?
Oh, just a small clan in the north.
And I'm guessing you come from rather far north then, if you were there before, well, the former Cormarian Empire had expanded out there far.
Well, yes. Near where the permafrost starts.
Very far north then. Surprised that you're this far south from there.
I have my reasons.
It's warmer.
Those aren't the reasons. I actually really don't like how muggy it is down here.
Everyone else is just like muggy.
It's just like a combination of mud and fog.
Was that tongue you were speaking? It sounds like some of the languages I've heard from the wild.
Yes, it is the language that my clan had used. I am from the Fervent Wilds as well. I have lived in my village, which is, I believe, on the far east side near what is called Costeria. Not in Costeria, but on that part of the Fervent Wilds closest to it.
Then the two of you have traveled quite far. Based on your accent, I'm guessing that you, now turning to nines, you must be from, somewhere around Tabaxavoy.
Wow, that's great detective work you did there. Oh, I was from Tabaxavoy.
It's just like,
He's the charismatic one of our group.
Clearly.
I'm so charming.
He is. He is able to persuade people in a way that I could not even imagine.
Yeah. He's so distracting. He never gave the helmet back and no one's asked.
I mean, he did say he took it off.
Yeah, but he didn't say he returned it. I assume.
As you see me just shoving it into a tree.
So what brings you all into the company of a criminal? Especially one that we would pursue.
We were co-workers in the company of Blades.
Usually the company of Blades is a bit more discerning in their hiring practices.
We were frequently asked by name.
Yeah. Every single job we've ever done was personally requested us. Probably.
How many jobs have you done for the company?
Oh, we're on our second one.
Oh,
So that would be all.
2 for 2, baby.
hey! You guys are batting 1,000! Not that I have any idea what that means.
Yeah, what do you thought?
It sounds good, though.
I can't argue with you there. I'm just surprised that the company took in someone with such a famous criminal record.
I don't think it was divulged to any of us.
Well,
The only famous thing he talked about was being some sort of strut champion.
unfortunately for him, that is how we were able to identify him so quickly.
Oh, all the bragging constantly.
No,
Who knew strutting would bring so much attention to someone?
Yes. That
Strutting-
certainly is not the purpose of a strut.
being a strutting champion, he was recognized by some of the guards that saw him that evening. We knew who we were looking for. We just didn't know where he'd gone for a while.
Well, it was a great shock to us to learn about what happened, but he's still our friend.
Truth be told, he doesn't seem to be all that bad. Most of the people we chase, well, they end up putting up quite a bit of a fight. But
Dromar couldn't do that. He's only level 1.
Yeah, he has -1 strength.
that is disappointing in the meta.
If that means that he is not very strong, this is true. Often I needed to carry him upstairs.
But I think it's worth noting that he was probably framed for whatever it is he did.
Why do you say that?
Well, what in the world does a strutting champion have to do with stealing stuff? He was probably told to go there to do some autographs or something, and when he got there, he was set up to take the fall.
I'm not sure that that's true.
Are you sure that it is not true?
Since if he were going to sign autographs, it would have been in a sealed room that had only one entrance, and he would have had to enter through the window, which is where
Yeah,
he
that's-
did enter from.
What is he
That
talking?
sounds exactly like a Dromar.
What exactly is Dromar accused of, anyway?
He's accused of attempted burglary and spying on government officials,
Oh, which government officials?
the royal family.
Oh, all of them?
Well, not necessarily all of them individually, but the royal family in general.
Why, are they very interested?
Were they? Was
Can't say that they are very interesting, but they are nonetheless the royal family.
So wait, He broke into an empty house through a window. And now he's accused of spying on all of royalty.
That's not exactly how that works. And it wasn't exactly an empty house. It was a secure warehouse.
Apparently not
The
very
royal
secure if
family.
he could just walk in through a window.
He's only level 1. It'd be very difficult for him to get through a heavily guarded area.
No, we don't put magical enchantments on every single thing that we touch.
I mean,
He was apparently quite an adept.
well, he told us that he was someone who got hired to do jobs. He didn't really ever do them for himself. So you should really be going after whoever hired him.
I'm sure that that will come in time. But simply being hired to do illegal work does not make one immune from the consequences of carrying it.
Really?
So if you, as a guard, are paid to murder someone or capture someone who didn't do something wrong, does that mean you're not morally exempt from it either?
Of course not.
Okay.
We have strict orders to... If we are ordered to bring someone in to face trial, we have strict orders to capture them and bring them back with as little harm as possible. Some of the people we pursue make that very challenging to do. But we are instructed to do so as peacefully as possible. Admittedly, having the fervent technology that we do aids us in establishing a presence that is, more often than not, unchallenged.
I see.
So I will ask you if you know anything about the Order of Limardem.
I cannot say I've ever heard of this order.
No? Well, I was trained by a member of that order, Nordfeld, who had come from, I believe, Xoria. You are familiar with Xoria,
Of course.
and yet you do not know this order.
No, I've never heard of it. But there are many orders and practices and there are ways of existing that I am unaware of. I'm a soldier.
Then you are not very familiar with many languages.
I know Draconic and, of course, Glendrangian. But I'm not exactly the linguistically verbose.
Well, it is most unfortunate that you have never heard of this. No one has seemed to have ever heard of this. It is most puzzling to me.
There are many codes and sects in the world that are small. Do not take it as any disconcert. Sure.
So this armor I am wearing and the weapons that I am carrying are not familiar to you?
No, those are quite familiar.
Oh?
Those markings, those weapons, they're used by somewhat, I shall use the word problematic, Posterian military force.
Well, tell me more, because the person for whom these belonged was not problematic.
Well, they're hardly the only ones in Costeria to use them, but they are the order that created them. I don't know the name of the order. It's an elvish term. But we've had some briefings about them. They are dedicated to basically protecting Costeria at all costs. Some consider them to be a little too extreme in their methods when they are deployed. And they are an almost religious segment of the Costerian. We haven't had many problems with Costeria in, well, more than a millennia. They're not exactly a warlike people. Their culture is much more welcoming and friendly than some others, but of course they still must protect themselves. And that's the signature armor of the Costerian military, and the signature weapons of this particular order. I don't remember the name for you, but...
But the order was an order of protectors?
Well, I suppose you could call them that, yes.
And are these ancient that I am wearing? Or are they relatively new?
Well, he picks up a little dirt and just kind of, lobs it at your armor and watches it just kind of fall right off.
Mm-hmm.
Many Costerian armaments are enchanted so they never appear dirty. Hard to tell age with them.
And that is all you know? That these are the arms and armor of some old Costerian order that is still active?
To the best of my knowledge. But when I first became a member of the Royal Guard, we had some briefings on this particular group. A bit hazy now. It's than 15 years ago since I...
So yes, they are still active.
To the best of my knowledge. I've never seen what they do, how they fight. Like I said, I have good terms with the Costerians. So, it hasn't come to blows between us in well more than a millennia. But I have heard them being deployed to protect other areas when there are incursions. Pirates, large bandit groups, sometimes militia companies, ones that are less savory than the company blades, are hired to carry out some large-scale attack.
Well, my teacher was of the Order of Limardem. This is not the name of the order that you are familiar with?
Doesn't ring a bell.
He was on a quest to slay a beast. You say that this order was an order that was protective and would seek out and destroy danger. Do you have any idea what he may have meant by the beast?
No idea. And this Costerian military group, they're protectors of Costeria, to be. But I don't know if I would call them... Well, you seem to be speaking of them in a bit more reverent of a tone than perhaps deserve. They are unlike most of the rest of Costeria. They don't like people from the outside. They're a bit nationalistic in their practices.
Well, Lan Ferran was most accepting of me and taught me all he knew.
Most Costerians are. They are a famously friendly and welcoming group of people. But there are, well, bad seeds among all pots.
Well, this will give me much to ponder, for what you are saying does not seem to agree with the experience I have had.
Well, if you wish to find out more, I'm sure that you can do some research at perhaps the Capital Library. There are many resources within the capital, Trogmara, and I'm sure that someone there would be happy to help you figure out the mystery of your future and...
Yes, every librarian we ran into really enjoys working with us.
Most librarians are eager to engage with someone, I've found.
It seems to be a lonely life.
Often solitary, it seems.
Are any of you familiar with just sort of the general, nobility, the fancy folk that have like symbols for their houses and things like that?
They all look at each other. Where the female drow kind of turns over. We are familiar with the nobility to one degree or another. They are royal protectors. Yeah, is there something that you need help with?
Oh, I'm just curious if you know of any of these houses or whatever that have a symbol that's a silver and blue background with a black griffin on it.
No. Well,
Does that seem like
I
something?
think I've ever heard anything like that.
That sounds like something that would be in Glendring.
I'll kind of ponder it for a moment. There are many noble houses within the country, some smaller than others. All ever seen this crest before.
Okay. Just curious.
Maybe you're holding it upside down.
I wasn't holding anything.
I thought you wrote it down in your book.
Oh. Alright,
Well, yes, it may be time to retire to our camp. We will then be in Nordfeld tomorrow.
Yes, we should, to city past midday.
alright. Well, good night, everyone.
Yes, sleep well.
Yes.
The dragonkin and the dwarf kind of settle down. The drow turns back over, trying to go to sleep. The other two are chatting idly.
Alright, which one do you want to take? Just kidding.
Heinz, do you still have that helmet?
No, they took it from me.
Oh.
That's a shame.
Well, is there anything else we must cover before we take our long rest?
No, I think we're probably okay to sleep.
Do you wish to make good berries, or have you used up your slots?
That's a good question. Although I hope we're not fighting people tomorrow. No, I will cast Goodberry twice before we sleep.
All right.
Now we have a new number to divide by.
Oh no. I need another spell slot so I can make 30. I don't know how you get more spell slots in this game, though.
Whatever those are.
Keep it up. Keep it up. I don't have to level it yet.
I still have no idea what these levels are. I still think this is some sort of myth that is floating about. It's like
I mean, in
a
fairness,
legend of some sort that is no longer in effect.
between the practice sessions and now, we have spent 27 sessions at level 1. So, give you guys a little bit of a break. Maybe in another 4 or 5 sessions, you can hit level 2.
I really want to just turn into a mouse. Like, that's all I've ever wanted.
In about 15 years, you might hit level 20. Slowest campaign ever.
Well then, I am going to sleep unless there is something else that we must plot.
Just, neither of you are wanted or anything like that, right?
No one has ever wanted me for anything ever.
I do feel the same way, Nine.
Insight check. Guidance. Ooh, nice. That's 15.
Go ahead, reveal however much you want. It's your character.
I feel like some people kind of want me around, but
Not even
I
your.
picked up the majority don't.
Don't your parents want you around? Is that why you're not with them?
Oh, I can't visit my parents. Some guy stole my loot. I can't see them after that.
Why? It's just the loot, isn't it?
It's my grandfather's loot. It's probably important to them and me.
Yeah, that it's probably important to you. That was
In an indirect way, maybe.
that was
I'm glad that something's important to you.
that was the voice that stole it, right?
Yeah, that asshole.
Don't people say he's really
Not even
dreamy?
talented. Yeah, they do. I don't know why. His ass is flat as board.
Like,
Perhaps he keeps his back away from the audience so they do not see that.
Now, sometimes he like turns around and he like wags his butt, and then they go wild, and I'm like, why?
but it's not even a
Just
tail, right?
awful. That too, but it's not everyone's into that.
Is he?
It's a shame.
He was just a human, right?
Yeah, and they all look alike, so like I don't even know why they thought that was interesting.
You know, maybe if we ever, see him, I'll turn into him and convince him that he should give himself the loot.
He's dumb, so that might work.
If he thinks
I have-
much of himself, he would do that.
Yeah.
That's true. He was so full of himself.
Like, does he have a lot of mirrors in his room? Maybe I can sneak in and just
Oh,
pretend
he
to
wouldn't
be-
let me into his room.
Oh,
The band had to get their own room.
really? This guy sounds like a jerk.
Yeah, he was a dick. Hate the voice. Well, I don't know why I toured with him for a whole year.
Like,
Got nothing out of it.
yeah, why? I mean, are you just touring around Glintring for fun, or what?
You think people pay us for this?
Or what?
Because he never paid me.
I think, I mean, the people in my village who sang and did things like that, got compensated for it with, I mean, it was more food. We didn't really trade money all that much, but,
I mean, they fed us, but I mean,
okay.
the buffets aren't that good.
Did they
It was
not
free,
have
though.
fritters?
No, that's when you know you got the good venue when they had fritters. Wait, you think that they were actually paying him? Now I hate them even more.
I don't actually know.
I do not know this, for we did not have that sort of thing in my village when I was a child.
But I've seen in taverns other people getting, paid to sing on the stage.
Oh yes, I
mean,
have
it
seen
would
that.
explain why-
They throw money at them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, what kind of taverns were you at?
I don't think we can talk about those clubs here.
No, like when we were at the Blackwell bar and stuff, like it sounded like, they had pretty fancy acts that got paid to perform there regularly.
Wait, a regular gig? Like they just pay you to show up at the same place over and over?
Yeah, that pianist or pianoist or whatever it is.
God, that would be so much easier. God, usually they just chase me out.
Wait, so you left your parents' house with your grandfather's loot to try and become a traveling musician for free?
There's an honor to having great music. It's not about money, it just helps.
I suppose that's true. How did you meet the voice?
It's just in a tavern somewhere. He was like, nice loot, and I'm like, nice face. I was lying to him, but,
You did
Humans.
not say nice butt, though, I bet.
I would never lie like that. That would be terrible.
So wait, you were in a whole band though, right? Did everyone just?
He already had guys with him.
Oh, okay. So you were just like the next guy in the band.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even seem like I didn't need to audition. He was just like, nice loot, you're in. It was almost like my musical talent was not needed.
Well, I hope that they did appreciate it when you did play.
Well, I was the best one in that group. We're terrible.
So when we are traveling, if we ever see the voice, do you want us to use lethal or non-lethal damage?
First one, then the other.
Got it.
But you wish us to not damage the loot, that is correct.
Yes, that is correct. I guess I could fix it, but I don't want to.
What does your family do?
Well, they make instruments. My grandfather actually made that loot.
Oh wow.
And they're all like, just sell the instrument. You don't need to actually learn how to play them. It's so boring.
Wow.
So your grandfather was a looter.
Yes,
Aha.
like a Dromar. Wait. Not like Dromar.
Well, I'm just going to say that as someone
Are these
who's
scars listening in on this conversation?
No.
Make a perception check.
can I as well?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Dirty 20.
21.
2.
Ulseth is unobservant as always.
He's very engaged in this conversation.
Plus 3, 5.
Neither of you two seem to think that they're like listening in. Ulseth, you're just wondering why the conversation stopped for a moment.
I wonder why the conversation has stopped.
We were
You have
just
to
making.
stop and listen.
Yeah, we didn't want the guards listening in to us. We have
I don't know
we've
why.
been talking really top secret stuff here.
I will be discreet.
Well, Nines, if you ever want to go back to Tabaxavoy, we will go with you, because I think it is important for you to see your family. As someone whose family is missing, I would definitely take that opportunity if it ever arises.
I think you just want to complete your set of Testaxes.
That is also part of it. I haven't gotten the shiny ultra rare one yet.
It's limited time only, too.
Maybe those first edition ones are selling for thousands.
They were listening in.
At that moment, you hear a little clatter, just like small pieces of something or other falling down. And you look over, and you see the two guards that hadn't been trying to fall asleep, the dwarf dragonkin. They're playing a game of Testaxes and trying to see if they can get the cats. For the viewers who don't know what Testaxes is, since that was from our practice sessions, Testaxes are small wooden cats, and the objective is to try and reach a certain height, and then after that, whoever stacks the highest wins. And you can like steal people's Testaxes when you win, a little bit like Pogs in that regard. And it's like competing against yourself because you have to stack them, make your own little tower. So it's like Pogs plus Jenga.
Mm-hmm. The ultimate game.
The ultimate game. It's very popular in most places where Tabaxi live, but the games never get very far. Tabaxi aren't usually the best players because about 3 or 4 pieces up, they just knock them over themselves.
But I have a set of Testaxes, or
You do.
of 10.
You have a set of 10 Testaxis.
Testaxes. Are they any good at Testaxis?
Yeah, they're pretty reasonable. Looks like they're playing on like a rough surface, which always
That's
makes
part
it,
of the challenge.
a little bit harder.
Do any of them have rare Testaxis in their pile?
Make a perception check.
Guidance. This is important.
This is this world's trading card game, apparently.
17.
You don't. It doesn't look like they have any rare ones.
Oh, okay.
You should challenge them to a game, though.
All right.
Okay.
You all playing
Let's
Testaxis?
just stop our conversation and play Testaxis.
Yeah.
The
Who needs character development when you have Pog Jenga?
That's the most J.J. Abrams question I've ever heard. Who needs character development when you have fill in the blank? They look up from their games.
I'm holding my Testaxis.
The dragon can like holding it between two claws. Like, you play Staxies.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, get over here! One. Usually it's just the two of us.
What?
You
What?
got this, Xoria. I'm gonna slap her on the back and give her bardic inspiration.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. What rule set do you use? Asterion, Fervent, Navinian.
Oh. I mean, we typically use the standard Tabaxi set.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you play where you can win Staxies from the others, or do you not like to?
Usually it's just the two of us. There's not that many people in the Royal Guard that
Are cool.
like this game. Yes. Oh, cool. Exactly. I've been saying it for years. Yeah. Yeah, definitely that. Definitely cool.
All right. So why don't we all wager our rarest Staxie?
I don't have any rare ones. They all just have like on the bottom right front foot, they have like little markers that say the rarity, and he has only like commons and like one uncommon.
I figured they would like be painted different colors and stuff.
Well, they are. They're all like
Okay.
painted, but like it shows you the rarity. With
Right.
them.
They have a little like yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any first editions?
No. First editions are super rare.
They're like thousands of years old. All right. Well, let's each wager one to Staxi. Winner takes all.
You all right? Like,
I'll set one of my Chromie to Staxi to the line.
all right, they each pick one out and decide.
All right. Let's do this.
Okay.
I have no idea how to play.
Yeah. Oh, we're making up the rules as we go. We will be using. We'll be using dexterity checks to see how well you place it, and I'll have you roll your dexterity check, and then I will let you know what happens. Give me a second so I can.
I'm not
Things
proficient into Staxi.
You are not proficient in Tastaxis, you haven't been trained.
It's not the best roll. Guidance, Bardic Inspiration.
You can save the bardic inspiration too.
Oh, I can.
Or is this a one run? Is this a series of rolls, or with a higher DC
No, it's just
check the further
just tell me
you
the
go along?
first sum result.
Okay.
In
The
this
advanced rules.
nines,
13.
nines in this game, do we cheer?
Okay.
Do we?
No, you
place,
have to do it in complete silence.
The first
Okay.
one you place is, of
There.
course, got the base one, and then what we're rolling for is the one that goes on top of it. And you all manage to place it, all holding steady. Go ahead and roll for the second one.
Guidance. Do you have any more bardic inspiration in you?
You got this, Xoria. You're so good at this.
I'll take it. Not rolling great. 10.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Saving throw.
Yep.
I'm switching this die out. It's a total of 13.
Yeah, before you like place it, you and like let your fingers go basically as like chess rules here, you know. And you see that that's just way too unstable, and you pull it back. Go ahead and try again.
Awesome. Guidance. Jeez, my rolls are awful in this Saxon's game. 8.
Why are you so bad at this right now?
don't
You're
know.
so good.
I know. I haven't rolled above like a 6 this whole Staxy game.
Okay. You place that on top, and the Staxies fall.
No.
So let's see what these other two are doing. With this round, on now the third Staxy being piled, Zorptiv for now. The Dragonkin manages to place it successfully while the dwarf fails. And the Dragonkin guard goes, "Ha! Actually, I won a game. That never happens. This feels great.
Give him one of my Staxy.
You know, just keep it. Playing with someone other than each other was fun enough. Whew. We never get to play with anyone."
Alright, I'll keep it. I don't want to give up my Staxy.
He's not gonna make
You have
it.
a full set, so.
Yeah. Well, it was fun playing with you, but with the way my dice are rolling, I really don't want to risk it anymore.
Zoria, it is getting quite late. I think that it is time for us to retire.
That's fair. I just had to get that out of my system.
Ah, okay.
I had to get my game in. Mom, I don't want to go to bed. 5 more minutes.
Can't wait till a super rich person makes the entire city of Glendring into Staxy's tournament.
You mean the city of Drugmara?
Drugmara into a Staxy's tournament, and then has the finals on a
City.
blimp.
Like the worst you get. Series. There's no excitement. It's just carefully stacking carved cats.
It's a Staxy
right.
University on an island.
So are you going to bed then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You bed down for the night, and I'm assuming that none of you are like bothering to keep watch with the
We got
protections up and everything.
scream sticks.
We have early warning.
All right. You sleep the night just fine. Gets a little chilly. You have to wake up for a minute and bundle up in the middle of the night. But other than that, you get through the night, no problem. The next morning, when you wake up, the guards are already awake and are packing up their camp and going around collecting the sticks. The dwarven guard looks over at Nines and just goes, hope I don't forget any.
You should go.
That would be very bad if you forgot one.
You should go stretch by that log over there, Nines. It's a good place to, just stretch and scrape your claws through the wood.
Oh, that's a great idea. I should go over to that log.
You have something stuck in your eye?
Yes.
As they're packing up, the dwarf, as promised, forgets one, and you can go ahead and pick it up.
And I'll just discreetly put it in my bag as I look back and forth.
All right.
That is very discreet looking.
Well, I was gonna have you make a stealth check, but I think I'm gonna have you make a sleight of hand check since that is
And I'll be like,
a bit more.
that was a really fun game of Testaxies we had last night, just talking to all of them while this is happening to try and assist.
Did you roll a nat 20?
Yes, I rolled a nat 20.
Why didn't you play Testaxies last night? Jeez.
Suspicious how Dromar leaves, and then Nines is rolling nothing but 20.
The power transfers from one David to the other.
All right.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So sleight of hand would be a 22.
Without any difficulty whatsoever, you're just you have this thing hid like up your sleeve in a way that it seems almost impossible that it is hidden in the way that it's hidden. It's like a master stroke of concealment, and now there is no hope that they would find it.
Alright, well, let's head back to town.
All right.
As we're walking, I will casually ask them, though.
Okay.
Have you heard about any horrible murder cults in Nordfeld that operate in the sewers?
That's what we call an icebreaker, folks.
Murder. What's in the sewers?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Would there, where they, like, kill people and inscribe runes on the walls that hurt just to look at them? Have dark shadows fleeting around the corners of your eyes?
They all look genuinely alarmed. They're... Oh, I never heard of this. Have either of you? I've never heard of anything like that. And neither have I.
Yeah?
Is that something that the Royal Guards think is just fine, or is that something that you would wish to stop?
You want to see a rune that will break your brain?
Not especially, but I feel like it might be our duty to investigate.
I'll flip to my page with the runes that I wrote down on it.
Okay. Since you've given them warning, they're not gonna react hostily to.
No, I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna open to a
happen.
page. I recorded a horrible language that shouldn't exist in this universe, I assume. And it will inflict physical harm, so if you don't want to look at it, you should look away now.
One of them fell off. All of them, like, look at it for a moment and then scream out in agony and, like, fall to their knees.
Huh.
And they... Lord. They all... When they look up at you again, blood is coming down from their eyes.
I closed my book immediately.
You found that in the sewers.
Of Nordfeld, yeah.
There were 5 of those. I do believe that she was able to copy 2, and
Yeah.
maybe part of a 3rd.
2.5.
That's what you guys were doing while I was running off somewhere?
Oh, yeah. I almost killed myself.
Wow, you shouldn't do that.
Oh, it was worth it.
I don't know what that could be.
Well,
It's horrifying.
you should check out sewer number 756171. Or, sorry, 0171.
Yes. Oh, one moment. And the drow pulls out a little piece of paper. Writes the numbers down. Looks like she's struggling to write.
Wow, you guys had a lot harder time with it than I did.
It rolled really poorly.
It's 017.
And
Now we know their
and then
weakness.
the damage
Oh.
rolled quite high.
0174. Ulseth has better handwriting than me.
You write that. You basically end up writing it down for them because they're fairly incapacitated at the moment.
Oh, I just
You
got,
seem
like,
to be
a cool
disturbed. I will
weapon.
write that number down for you.
Basically, what happened is I rolled maximum damage, and they all failed their saving throws, and they got very badly hurt.
Yeah, it was very painful for me. I almost died getting this information. So if there's any reward for reporting it, the company of
Why do we all
Blaze.
care about money now? We have 50,000
I have-
gold following us.
It's a different thing when it's like someone who's your family than when it's just information on people who murder people in the sewers.
If there's any reward, I shall make sure that you are given it. Oh. Well, after collecting herself for a moment, Drow pulls from behind her this staff that kind of unfolds, and like one piece becomes now 3, and she puts it down on the ground, and this little burst of energy comes out as she does so. And you're all within the radius of this, and feel... it doesn't really do much other than just make you feel really nice. You feel energized, and it's kind of like having your first good cup of coffee in the morning.
I'd sort of recognize this as a healing spell, maybe.
Yeah, this is divine healing, and you can, just kind of get that sense from your spellcasting knowledge.
That is interesting. That was soothing, almost as good as the pretzel day I had 3 days ago.
You have not
We're
had
still
pretzel
talking
days
about
since
it.
then.
Yeah, we've been out in the woods for
No,
like...
the one I had 3 days ago.
3 days ago, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's still talking about it. It was
Yeah.
that good of a pretzel day.
It was an amazing pretzel day.
Very impressive.
That was when we found the murder cult.
Afterwards, yes.
And
But it
even
was
that,
that
it
day.
didn't ruin the pretzel day.
Well, if you find any information, I would be very interested to learn more about it and make sure I'm not, like, possessed by a ghost or something.
Yes. They all seem to be kind of coming around a little bit more after that burst of energy from the staff. And the female pulls out a little signet. This is the signet of our company here within the Royal Guard. That, if you have anything go wrong, reach out to us. This is very disturbing. See what's happening.
Well, I'm glad I could help, probably.
I hope that we can find whoever did this.
There wasn't much evidence there other than the runes, a circle, some sort of spell circle, and a dismembered body.
The dwarf kind of loses color in his face from the scene you just described. A remembered body.
Yeah. I forget what it was. I think it was a human.
It was very difficult to tell what
It
it
was mostly just bones and flesh at that point, honestly.
It was a most unpleasant place.
The dwarf is turning a slight greenish color now, looking fairly ill. Ugh. I'm gonna be a sec.
Honestly, the worst part was all the shadows dancing around the periphery of your vision.
Well, and all of the pain and suffering.
All the
For
pain.
your sake, please don't go in the sewers.
Well, we might visit our friend, but
Your friend?
oh, Muriel.
She makes great curry.
Muriel?
Muriel, hop along. She's an Agmar no Daldruid, but she's one of the good ones. She's not like she's not kind of a jerk. So
They're just like the good ones.
Has to be a better way to phrase
should-
that.
I'll have to meet Muriel someday. She sounds quite lovely.
she is very nice. She makes great curry. I can copy down her recipe if you want.
I'm not much of a curry lover.
Oh, okay. But
Also, I don't think they trust anything in your book right now.
They are looking at your book a little like,
no, you're not confiscating it.
but they don't look like they're confiscating.
okay.
They look like they're terrified of it.
Oh, okay. I go to a blank page.
All right.
It's good to know that the potency of these runes I copied down still works without having to test it myself.
Yes, you have inflicted a lot of psychic damage.
I was a little worried they would dissipate like the ones that were on the wall.
Nope.
Alright.
Nope.
Great. Now we're just wielding evil magic in a book we carry around.
Yeah, that's really
great.
I read all my
Nothing
secrets in
bad
that.
is gonna happen here.
Hugely powerful evil magic in your book.
I cannot believe you
Wanna
copied
see
that
it?
down.
I write all my secrets in this book, so nothing bad can happen.
At least now you'll know if anyone's just flipping through it.
I basically have a
anyone's reading
permanent explosive
Yeah,
rune
if
spell.
anyone's reading
Yeah,
your secret
kind of.
diary.
You do. You
It's like,
You
oh, that
can't ever
happened. That's
look at that
interesting. That's
page
interesting.
without,
That's
like,
interesting.
offering up the room. but-
Ulseth,
What?
would you like me to get you like a buckler with these runes inscribed on them, and you can just have like a cloth over it?
What?
And in the middle of battle, you just pull it up.
What have I done by allowing you to copy these down?
That would be even more powerful than my
This is-
offhand Alashalar.
All of you murder hobos. Good lord. What are you gonna do? Like, carve it into your skin next? And just like,
No, you could never wash your hands and not hurt yourself.
You could just close your eyes.
But then you wouldn't be sure if you were clean.
20 seconds.
Right?
20 seconds with scrubbing.
Happy birthday. Twice.
Happy birthday twice. Hit between the fingers.
Thumbs, don't forget your thumbs.
Yeah, the thumb.
So is this like a signet ring that they gave me, or like a little token?
It's like it's a little token. It just says like Royal Guard company number.
Good for free parking.
Do they validate?
It's not really parking so much in this world. There's not that many
Carts and
vehicles.
stuff.
Are we there yet?
You did just stop and incapacitate
Oh, yes.
guards for probably a good 20 minutes before they recovered.
Sorry for adding time.
This is going to be great for our next quarry chase.
Oh god.
They might not be able to see
From a distance.
the distance, yeah. The next time you're being pursued by someone, just wrote that down.
Does this token mean I'm like your friend or something to other guard members?
No, it's just contact if you need to reach us. Different groups within the Royal Guard are investigating different things at different times. This is just a simple way to let you know who to reach.
What are your names, by the way? We never really asked. My name's Maggie.
You say very surely. The dwarf speaks first. Oh, my name's Robert Strongfoot.
Which one's the strong foot?
With an A?
I mean, both the feet are strong. Yeah, I suppose you could like strong feet, but the name's Strongfoot.
Understood?
It does not seem to be with an A.
My name is Annalise.
Just Annalise.
I don't like to give my family name out.
Hi. Are you from Nordfeld?
Yes,
Oh,
I grew up here. I sometimes people threaten us. I don't want them to know where I come.
oh, you're from one of like the farming families or something.
No. Well, but we often deal with dangerous animals, and I don't like protect them.
Okay.
I hope you understand, although you all seem, aside from horrible runes in your book, very nice. Sir, my name is Malagor.
Malagor.
I'm from the Royal Brood. So, removed several degrees, of course.
The Royal Brood. What does that mean?
Oh, the Royal Dragon Brood. The one that formed the ancient pact with the royal family.
Right.
I forget. You don't know any of this, do you?
Are you related to the captain?
In a manner of speaking, yes. Quite far removed.
Nepotism.
We don't have any direct relation, so to speak.
So the royal family and the dragons, like...
No. No. But there have been others of the brood that have mated with dwarves and humans, that hence my existence.
I do have to say, all of you Southerners have this weird fixation on like royalty and nobility and like land ownership.
Yes, it does seem very odd to me as well. But
So there's
it is as it is.
So there's like the queen, right, of Glindring. But then there's also
Yes.
like a dragon king or queen.
There is a brood mother. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the current ruler is Empress Ulfstein. Nula Ulfstein.
The brood mother or the queen?
She takes the title of Empress.
Emperor.
Is the ruler of Glindring. The brood mother's name is unpronounceable in Glindrangian.
Does she have a nickname like Cindy?
We simply call her brood mother.
Oh.
This emperor's name again? Do you have it?
Nula Ulfstein?
Ulfstein.
Ulfstein.
Ulfsdain. Nula is Nula.
That is with an A.
2 A's. In Ula and...
Yes,
Oof.
each is with an A.
Yeah.
Huh.
No A in Broodmother, though.
What'd you say?
There's no A in Broodmother.
No, there's no A in the brood mother.
Oh wait, you're related to like the dragons with the 4 legs and the big wings.
After a fashion of removal, cousins, yes.
So how does it go? How do they go if it's... I don't know, is this rude? How
No.
You do not know if it's rude or not.
how do you
Do
go?
a rude check.
How do you go from big dragon to dragon guy?
Dragons can take other forms. They can
Wow.
become humanoid.
Oh, that I understand.
And from time to time, dragons have fallen in love and mated with other humanoid
Like Zeus.
Humans, dwarves, drow.
That's where the swankins came from.
There are many dragonkin. It's less common than perhaps you might think for this to happen, but
I have not thought of it at all.
I have a lot of fan fiction in here about it.
once
but
the family started spreading out, there wasn't that much to stop it. We are rather long-lived.
I see. Very interesting. So can you change into other things too?
I do not have that power, no.
Okay.
If you could turn into any animal, though, what animal would you turn into?
An otter.
I don't know why I expected something different.
They're so...
When
You've seen them clean themselves, they like... And then they take little rocks. Lambs. It's adorable.
You like clams?
But I'm not opposed to clams. But I'm certainly not liking them as an otter.
But if you were an otter, you would like them more.
I'm sure I would.
do you think about being an author a lot?
Are we metagaming right now?
I don't know anymore.
You put me on the spot. You're eventually gonna get a little bit of just me in there.
Well,
I thought he was just
I
gonna
think-
look at me like I'm crazy.
I think I see Nordfeld on the horizon.
Oh, yes.
Are we there yet?
It's right
Sure.
there.
Well,
If you want to be done, you can be done.
thank you for guiding us, Robert, Annalise, and Malagor.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you for the early warning devices that kept us safe all night.
Yeah.
Yes,
Of
those are
course.
very cool, and I wish we had one.
Yes.
The other two look at Robert just like, like you. They basically like know what's going on. It's like not again.
So if we're ever visiting Glindring, where would you recommend going? What's the one place to go in Glindring? Just so I have it written down for later.
Hey, what do you like to do?
Just taxis.
Live in the woods.
I'm not
We
sure
like
that
to eat.
Glindring is going to be
we
your
bond
favorite
over
place in the
eating.
world. Then
Is there a good Tastaxis shop?
this taxis is reasonably popular in town. But yeah, if you like to eat, there's a really fantastic bakery. Tastes enchanting, isn't it? You gotta head there. Best pastries in town. Fritters that you'll die for.
I'll be judge of that.
Well,
They're all kind of just like nodding in agreement, like yeah.
well, if we ever get to Glindring, we'll check it out. Thank
Yes,
you.
we will. I do understand that here in Nordfeld, the thing that everyone must see is Stromgren, the lake.
It is a beautiful lake.
Have
I
a
have
pretzel.
spent many happy hours moonbathing down.
We haven't had a chance to do that.
There's too many murder cults
Yes.
and crime.
All of which we expect to be compensated for telling you.
You know, hey, if it comes to something, they might reward you. You never know.
At the very least, I got a Royal Guard signet that I can use to lie to people who don't know any better with.
Yeah, you can do that.
We're the good guys, guys.
Yes. So you're definitely the good guys.
So,
So I expect that you will be paying a visit to Ludorf, and we do not need to.
Why would we be visiting him?
because of all the criminal stuff that we told you about earlier.
Oh, we were informed the local investigators
Oh, okay.
So
What if
we
they're
are
being
a bit
bribed to
too
look the other way?
conspicuous to be able to secure evidence and make sure that whatever it is that we do capture someone who is breaking the law, wouldn't. Our armor attracts far too much attention, so we shall leave that to our capable investigators.
Well, hopefully they're not being paid off, like Nine said.
It is unlikely. Most cannot afford wages that we earn.
Well, Ludorf is pretty wealthy, but it's alright. We'll see.
You do know that, I mean, they are being paid quite a bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
Since a single week's income is around 10 gold.
Is the dragonkin, what color is he?
Red. And so is the other dragon that Dromar was flown away on. And for the record, any of the royal family dragon pack, it's a red dragon brood.
I'm just writing down the humanoids that I've seen for my changeling purposes. Alright. Well, thank you for protecting us, I guess, from all of the trees.
And roots.
There were several times that the werewolves were quite close to me. They were wise to stay away.
They were over their wolves.
Shall we go to the company house?
Yeah, we need to report to Sola.
I wish I could give DM, like, anti-inspiration.
Just raise the DC of my next check. As we head towards the company house, are there any wanted posters for Dromar still up?
There's a couple, but it looks like they're actually being taken down.
Well, I would like to take one down carefully.
Okay.
And just fold it up and put it in my book.
After trying to, like, peel it off, you see they've been sort of glued a little bit on there. So instead you take... I think you have a dagger.
I have it there.
Yeah. Take your dagger and kind of cut the edges around it. And trim it a little bit. Once you do so, you can...
Alright, okay.
That is a very nice thing to do, Xoria. I think that, Maggie, I think that is a thing I would like to do as well.
The guards have wandered off.
Yeah.
They're doing their own thing at this point.
I figured when we got to the gate they would.
So I'm going to take a poster too.
Okay. Yeah, you have to do the same thing, just kind of trim the edges, but now each have a Dromar wanted.
This will look really cool in my dorm.
Every company house you stay at, you just put this up on the wall with some sticky tack, leave little green marks everywhere you go.
Exactly.
All right, you are back in town now.
Wow.
In the bustling city of Nordfeld.
I think
it's currently late afternoon, early evening, so the town is pretty quiet.
So it's around midnight, 1 a.m.
And it's probably more like 2 or 3 in the morning for them.
Well, we have a number of things I think we can do. We have to talk to Solath about Dromar's departure. We should probably talk to Hartfeld still about this key, since we are still technically on a job. And I wouldn't mind stopping by Drowning in Magic store, because I got an idea, so I wouldn't have to change clothes constantly.
And I
Also,
just
we need to see all those emblems that we got.
Yeah, that's it.
press.
We can do that at Hartfeld too, I think. He's like the signet guy.
I need to buy a few things that are just common, such as a replacement rope and a towel.
Oh, well, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, just a general goods store.
Why don't we
Quick.
take care of the stuff that isn't Soloth first, because we're like midday, so we want to be around while the shops are open.
Yeah, this is. You probably have an hour or two before the shops start to close up.
Yeah.
Most of the shops will stay open until about like 5 in the morning or so, and that's when a lot of people would start to close up and head home.
So when you do,
This will be very quick. I will just make a purchase in this general store.
okay.
There's plenty of just common supply stores. So based on what you said you were looking for, you're probably going to go find like a carpentry supplier.
I want to buy 2 50-foot lengths of rope and a towel.
How nice do you want the towel to be?
I want a very nice, soft, absorbent towel. A large size, soft, absorbent towel.
You'll probably have to go to someplace a little more special than that, but there's a nearby hardware store. Or like or the fantasy magical equivalent of a hardware store. Mostly carpentry tools and other construction goods. But they have plenty of rope. It only costs you, 5 copper to get the lengths of rope you need.
Each or both?
Both.
Oh.
It's rope. It's not very expensive. But if you want to find a nice towel, they've got some like cloths here that could be used to like clean up liquids or something spill. But if you want a nice towel, you probably have to go to some sort of cloth maker.
Well, if we happen to pass one, I will stop in quickly and buy a towel.
Like bugbears, baths, and beyond.
Yes.
Why haven't they invented negative inspiration yet?
Well, I will go to Drowning in Magic before it closes, if that's okay with everyone.
Yes, and I will buy a towel.
Maybe Drowning in Magic has a magic towel that never gets dirty.
Oh, a gleaming baby.
That'd be cool.
It just pushes the mud all over your own clothes.
I mean, the concept of a like gleaming towel would be a towel that like would not absorb anything other than like the just pure water, leaving all the detritus and minerals that could be in it behind, and then leave you covered in like whatever is left.
That does not seem to be worth the money.
Probably not.
But you would never have to wash it.
That's a plus.
They're like great display towels.
You could cut a hole in it and make a waterproof poncho.
I mean, kind of. It would absorb the water. It would be it'd just be like a dirt-proof poncho.
I'm going to
Be very
find it.
clean.
Okay. So while are you still Maggie?
Yes.
So while Maggie does the magic shopping, I'm going to find a place and just buy a really nice towel.
You ask a couple people for directions to some place that might have something like this, and they point you towards what's basically like a tailor who has these sorts of goods.
Okay.
So, how can I help you?
I am looking for an excellent towel of large size, soft and absorbent.
And what sort of color would you like?
Green?
Yes, of course. Forest green, please.
See if we have that in stock. It's a very popular color around here.
Why would that be?
Because we're in a forest.
We are not. We are in a town.
There's a forest around the town.
And it's a very foresty town. As luck would have it, I do have a forest green here.
I do feel the luck.
And he kind of lays out this a very long towel.
It is of a very good size for me as well. I will take that towel. How much is it?
It is 2 silver.
2 silver. I buy the towel.
Can I offer you anything else, my good sir?
I do not believe so. That is all I was wishing to buy.
Are you sure that I cannot offer you a matching set of hand towels or face cloths? He's pulling out.
Can't even escape
Pieces.
upselling, fantasy selling.
Thank you very much, but this will be all. Good day or
Perhaps
evening.
some silverware?
Wedding registry.
Throw away. They will keep trying to sell.
And
You
I
found
run
the towel.
away.
You find your towel. Nines, do you want to do anything? Are you going with Xoria?
I catch up
I'll
with
just
Zor.
harass Zor.
Okay.
We just stand
Because I do not have
outside.
anything interesting to do.
Well, that was happening.
Unless there's a pretzel stand, so I can have a pretzel day.
Then, I think before we go into Droning Meadow, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going for almost 2 hours here. And we will be back in a few minutes to see what magical stuff lay in wait at Drowning in Magic. See you in a minute.
And the DM ignored your request for a pretzel stand.
We will not have a pretzel day today.
We can handle a pretzel stand along the way. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. When we left for a break, the party was about to go to Drowning in Magic to find something for Xoria, and along the way, the Nines had requested that we stand. So that's what we'll be doing. The exciting adventures of shopping. It's a shopping episode.
That does happen.
It does happen. It's a shopping episode. Everyone loves a shopping episode. All right. Do you want to go and try to find that pretzel stand that you had found before with all the variety that gave you such a good pretzel day?
Well, variety is the spice of life, so let's find a different pretzel stand to see if have a pretzel day is a...
You want to cast Yelp? See you can find a really well-rated one.
We'll just walk towards Drowning Magic, see if we run into one.
If we happen to pass one.
I mean, it's Nordfeld. It's inevitable.
Nines, I know what would be an excellent pretzel.
What's that, Dolster?
It would be a fried pretzel on a stick.
How terrifying.
Going down the streets towards Drowning in Magic, you find kind of a late night styled pretzel place. It has kind of the vibe of like a late night pizzeria in our world, but it's, a late night pretzel place.
Well, so let's go to this one.
Okay,
I'll come too.
you would really enjoy pretzels.
I will try
They're
one.
fantastic.
You go inside. It's fairly bare walls. There's a little like queue.
Bear walls, uh-oh.
Kind of segmented off. There's a
Good thing you
menu.
can talk with animals.
The menu has like
I bet they have
100
bare
different
feet.
pretzels on it.
How do you choose?
Well, do you like many flavors all at once? Do you like simplicity? Do you like salt? Do you like...
Do you have ox milk, cheese, and moss?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I had like one of those.
There's kind of like this simply faced drow behind the counter. What size do you want it?
What are the sizes?
Large, extra large,
It starts at the...
largest.
Grande?
I would like your biggest pretzel.
Okay.
I don't think we ate breakfast.
No.
You didn't eat breakfast. Kind of writes down a little slip and slides it through this pass-through area behind him.
What are
Oh,
you
they
two?
are coming out fresh.
Yeah,
This is very good.
What are you two having?
I would like 2 number 3s and a Diet Coke because I'm watching my weight.
The diet what?
What diet beverage, whatever.
A diet mead.
Diet.
Here's this honey alternative.
Like bees that only pollinated stevia plants.
Yeah, exactly. It's just fermented aspartame.
There's like there's like 2 pigs over there. One says mead, one says like
Bad mead.
like mead light. Sure, why not? You can have mead light if you want it.
I'll take mead 0 if that's all you have.
They don't have mead 0. Mead and mead light.
I have been imagining a fried pretzel on a stick. Is that something you could do?
One moment. Turns around. Hey, Can we fry a pretzel on a stick?
I think it's
From the
their
back
first
in the
day.
kitchen, you just hear the kitchen staff yell back. I guess.
I will have one of those, I guess, then.
Is that what's going to
Okay.
be called now?
Yeah. Writes your 2 orders on another slip and slides it back in.
How much for everything? I'm better at math than this.
1, 2 silver, 3 copper. Yeah.
Here's
Well,
one
we give
gold
you 1
piece.
gold and 5 copper. How much change do we get back?
Oh no.
Don't worry about it. I give you 1 gold for you and the staff and back.
Oh, you are
it?
being very generous, Maggie.
I am well liked in this town. Probably. Oh.
Someone tipped us. From the back, you just hear a hey.
Don't you have to do an annoying dance or ring a bell every time someone does that?
No.
Oh, good. I hate that.
Is there a place that does?
For the sake of my friends who work there, no. No, there isn't.
So there
Insight
is.
check.
You have to tell me. You have to tell me which place that is.
No, I don't.
Intimidation check.
You're intimidating the pretzel stand.
This is why nobody wants to work in fast food these days. 9 is a jerk.
I got 19 on my intimidation check. I am now like directly in his face.
He is unmoved.
Ow. Loyalty
Wow,
to friends.
he has worked at this place for a long time.
Yep. Within a couple minutes, your order is brought out to you. What your pretzel is interesting. It's a pretzel on a stick. It's kind of wrapped around, and they've kind of sprinkled the salt across it. So it's a little bit like one of those wrapped lollipop things that you can find in candy stores. It's kind of like that, except it's pretzel.
Almost like a Baumstreusel,
A little bit, yeah.
but with salt, not
Full
sugar.
of salt, yeah. 9s, the number 3s were
Should have
tuna
looked at the menu.
flavored pretzels. So
And we're not near the ocean.
I said tuna flavored.
Nines is not aware of
tuna.
that. I don't know what's in that lake.
Could be tuna. You never know. Well, I mean, just like
Not tuna.
sure, it's a freshwater lake, and it's not any way connected to the ocean for like hundreds and hundreds of miles. But yeah,
Maybe they stock them.
might.
So yeah, 3 tuna pretzels.
So you have, and I think you ordered 2 number 3s.
2 number 3s. Yeah.
2 number 3s.
Yes, 2 number 3s.
And a mead light. And you are given a cup. But and a lid that you can take with you. It's
Cheap ceramic.
it's like a cheap ceramic cup, basically.
This is a souvenir cup.
Does
Does
the
it have
lid
the logo?
actually
of the-
fit on top of it?
No. It looks like it should. It doesn't. Your pretzel
Well, I do.
is brought out, and it's like it's basically comically large. It's larger than your head. It's like this. It's like this big. You ordered the largest, and you just ordered a salted pretzel. So it's a classic pretzel shape. It's giant.
No, I had ox milk and
Does it?
moss.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a dipping sauce.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Not knowing how pretzels work, I
How big is the
sip the
dipping cup?
dipping.
The guy working behind the counters.
And then take a bite.
Oh, what?
Take the pretzel, break a piece off, dip it in the sauce, and then
Okay.
eat it that way.
Since it's so big, I'll just put it around my neck in order to hold it while I walk.
Huh. I worked here a long time, and I've never seen anyone do that. Seems like a good idea.
It's kind of the obvious thing to do.
Now that you mention it, yeah, it is. Oh,
He's gonna shop on all the promotional material after this.
it's pretty good. Now that you've learned to use the dipping sauce, it's not bad.
Yeah. Does it remind me of home a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, well, hopefully this will let us all
Well, I
have a
said-
pretzel day.
I hope so too. A good
Well, I'm not
pretzel day is
intimidated.
hard to beat.
While I'm not doing an intimidation check, I am staring at the clerk expectantly.
What?
Say the line!
What line?
I think it's just the one shot that does it.
Only the one
Yeah.
place says it? Oh,
I am never coming to this
Wow.
establishment again.
do you not
Have a
wish us to?
pretzel day.
Who says that?
Everybody.
Only the best damn pretzel place on the fucking planet.
Oh,
It's a place near a suit store.
okay. They can do that. Don't care. Don't get paid enough to care.
Well,
Anyway, we shall leave now.
let us leave.
We will go
Execute.
to Drowning in Magic. It'll probably take me most of the day to eat this thing. Is my
right.
dipping cup like the same cup that this meat is in?
No, it's like basically it's like balsa wood. It's like a little balsa wood bowl.
Gotcha.
It's starting to get soggy.
Oh no. I will walk into Drowning in Magic.
I follow at a
All right.
respectful distance.
A little bell rings, announcing your presence. There's a fair few people in here. Last time you were in was
During the day.
middle of
Night.
daylight hours, and now you're towards the end of their shopping day. Yeah, for a normal Nordfeld citizen. So there's a few more people in here now.
I will just go up to the counter.
Okay, there's a drow standing behind it. You don't recognize the drow standing there.
Hello.
Hello?
I was here when your dad was working, but
Oh,
anyway,
Uh,
I love the frying pans.
oh, good. Good. Your daughter is not in.
Oh, that's okay.
Do you wish to speak to Samuel?
I just have a question about maybe having an enchantment done.
One moment. And this drow goes in the back. And out comes a female drow. Well, hello. I hear that you are interested in having an enchantment done.
Yes, I have this suit of studded leather armor.
Ah. One moment. I wish to examine it.
Of course.
She picks it up. This drow is very strong looking. It looks like she weights, works out, stuff like that. She's a very hardy, tough looking drow. And has her hair pulled back in a tight ponytail. She takes out a jeweler's glass and starts examining pieces of it and mumbles a couple of words and sort of pulls her hand swirling and up. And little bits of like blue light flicker down as she's doing little orbs. Good. Does not appear magical in any way. Yeah. Do you wish done with this?
I was hoping. I find myself changing my clothes multiple times a day for personal reasons.
Don't we all?
And I was wondering if you could get some sort of illusion or glamour or some sort of magic put on it, so when I'm wearing this armor, I can just make it look like clothes of any sort that I want.
Of course, my dear, we can do that. The armor does not look appropriately sized for you.
It was from a friend.
I see. Yeah, I would recommend that you have this sized before we enchant it. Once it's enchanted, it's much harder to resize.
Would it be possible, as part of the price, to perhaps just have you get a suit of armor from a person you know that you work with for your sort of enchantments? In that case?
There are a few things that we could do. I would have to take some measurements of you, of course.
Of course. I actually have them from having a suit made.
Oh, God. Very well. That's shockingly useful.
I'll hand her my measurements. Now
For a moment, I thought you were, exaggerating or perhaps bluffing for some reason. But no, that's shockingly everything I need.
No, I have this beige suit here.
How odd. She sets the measurements down. No. What sort of armor would you like?
Studded leather.
Just like this.
Yes.
Would you perhaps wish to make an exchange? Although this armor is not sized for you, we could perhaps resell it for another individual who it fits closely. I could offer you 15 gold for it.
It is technically cast-off armor. I'm not sure.
That would basically be like quick release armor.
Yeah.
It just has like some snaps that you can get out of quick. The nature of the armor makes it slightly more valuable. The clasps are, well, more difficult to make. I could offer you as much as 20 gold for it.
Sure. I think that will maybe work. Are you all okay with that?
Yeah, the armor is yours. Yes, do as you wish. I do not know the value of these things. I cannot help.
Would you like me to apply that to the price of the enchantment?
How much will it cost altogether?
Well, for the piece of armor, it would probably cost between 40 and 50 gold, depending on the amount of resources needed to produce this armor, some of the difficulty in making it. There's always a bit of variable in having armor made for you. The enchantment, now, let's talk about that just a little bit more. You wanted to have some sort of illusion magic put on this, is that correct?
I'd like to give it the ability to appear like any sort of clothing.
So, a standard glamour,
Yes.
if you will. Yes? Okay. We are the most specialized in illusion magic here, but this is not a difficulty. This would be relatively simple. Still take time. We need a few days to make this armor.
Oh, that's not a problem, I don't, hopefully. If it is a problem, it's my problem.
And that's not including the time it would take to have the armorer make the set itself. I'm guessing, probably a week, maybe 2. before it is ready?
We have many things yet we have to
We
do.
have a lot on our plate, so I think that'll be okay. How much will it cost?
For that, we will pay for the armor after the job is done. Our guarantee costs no more than 55 gold at max, no matter what.
But how much for the enchantment?
The enchantment is not the most complicated. It's a bit time consuming, since you have to train it and teach it all these different ideas about what it can be. That would run 240 gold as the enchantment. Are there any other enchantments that you would wish to put on this particular piece of gear?
I'm not sure I can afford it.
Do you need to have extra gold?
Well, I don't know. What sort of enchantments would you suggest?
Enchantments on armor are vast and varied. I have done all sorts of protective incantations, illusions. Some pieces, people simply wish to make them look, how they put it, cool.
I'm not worried about looking cool. I already know I am.
Of course.
I love that you're saying that with a pretzel around your neck.
Maggie, is it that you need additional funds?
Oh, no, I have enough for this. I was just curious about other enchantments. How much would a protective enchantment cost?
A protective enchantment, what are you thinking? Some sort of
Something
resistance?
just to make it sturdier, more, help me in case someone actually gets close enough to hit me.
Yes, of course. Those are some of the more difficult ones. That they can harden the armor. They can even pull you in the right direction. Now trying to dodge you out of the way of incoming blows. That enchantment takes some time. Usually 2 or 3 weeks to imbue into a piece. And is more challenging than illusions. That would be around 1,000 gold.
Well, I think I'll stick with just the glamour for now.
See, of course. The enchantments are, after all, very expensive by nature.
I am wondering if you would be willing to, as payment, take a look at this necklace.
It is, she takes out her foolish
It's
glasses.
very fancy, has an emerald, great provenance, probably.
The jewel is nice. The gold seems to be pure. She again flutters her fingers up as little orbs of blue light fall over it. Not magical. I'm much of a jeweler, and this particular. She's kind of holding it
It's a
out.
red gem. I thought I misremembered. It's a red gem.
This particular item, not hold enchantment very well. I would not be the best purchaser for it. You may want to take it down to one of the many jewelers in town.
Okay.
Now, it's lacking, to do enchantments, we require surfaces to engrave runes on.
I see.
And this has, not much area to work with.
So do I pay you just upfront now, half when it's done?
You can put a deposit down now.
All right.
Well, that is our minimum requirement. and pay the rest later once the work is done.
How much?
We typically require 10% now.
So like 29 gold.
Yes, I believe that shall cover it for the moment.
Alright, here you go.
She takes your gold and slides it into a drawer and begins to write you up a receipt. May I have your name?
Maggie.
Maggie. Who?
Ansul.
Maggie Ansul. Very well.
You should have said Lorian.
I was gonna say Maggie Mercenary. But I thought
She tears this off, hands it to you. Very well. Is there anything else that I can help you all with?
Do you have, like, closeout magic items?
No. What do you mean, close out? Like, magic items?
that you made and then, like, no one wanted, so you're just, like, discounted them because they maybe not things that people wanted or in high demand?
Well, that is one item.
box of smells. No one wants.
I wasn't gonna do that.
No, he said he was gonna research it or something.
Yeah. This is an odd item that was requested and a deposit was put down, but the person never came to pick it up. It's, well, how best to describe it? They are comically large shoes. And she just kind of says, hold on one moment.
Like clown shoe?
And like it goes in the back and pulls out this pair of shoes that has like normal size holes for the feet and then these massive front to them. They're like clown shoes.
Whatever that is.
So
There's clowns.
Oh,
there's clowns in the world. Like this is a gag.
We're in a party with one.
we did not have clowns in the
No, he
Flippin'
got
Wilds.
captured. Thank you very much.
Wow. Shots fired. Right now, I just have like an image of those awful like Calvin peeing on something things, except it's just you. Or just like peeing on.
Schultz is angrily messaging you right now.
Yeah. It's like, I'm really so freaking so mad I'm small and he's big.
Small tabaxi, big shoes.
So these shoes, they are comically large, but
I see that.
if you tap them together 3 times, they turn into normal shoes. No one has wanted these.
I wonder why.
What's the name of the person who ordered these?
It's been 6 years. I don't remember anymore. They've been sitting around for a very long time now. No one wants them. They're magical now. They're very hard to dispose of. I haven't had the energy to unenchant them so that I can throw them away. Otherwise, they would just sit in a dump, lasting for almost eternity.
You need to go for these 9s. You don't have shoes.
That is true. I do not have shoes.
No, that
Shoes
one
are
time you had
very
boxes.
restricted.
But these
I
shoes-
still have those boxes too.
Would you be willing to take these?
In their big
I mean,
form,
if the price is right, I mean, I might.
would they fit on Nines' paws?
I mean, they would have to be in the big form. The like part of their magic is that they just fit your foot.
Oh.
Like that's why.
Wait, does that mean that like your foot extends to make sure it fits in the shoes?
Only one way to find out.
How much for oversized novelty shoes that will not be helpful in my adventure?
They'll never get dirty, I assume.
At this point, I just want them out of my store. 5 copper. If you want them.
4 copper.
Okay.
They will give you 4 copper to take the shoes? Oh, that is a very good deal.
No. Just buy one.
They come as a pair. And nothing else.
Fine, I put the 4 copper down and I take my giant
nice.
novelty shoes.
Pay them 2 copper for one shoe. They will pay you 5 copper to take the other one.
This isn't a negotiation anymore.
So you have some novelty shoes. They are magical. They will size themselves to fit you. And if you tap them together 3 times, they will become comically large. They'll still
You're gonna be
fit.
so upset in like 75 sessions from now.
When this is what we do to beat the final boss.
Somehow.
When we are level 2.
75 sessions from now.
All right. Is there anything else that I can help you with? And thank you for taking these off of our shelves.
Do you want
I do not think I want to get involved in this magic thing, though.
They're quite dusty,
You don't
by the
want-
way.
Does it make me sneeze?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Well, do. What's my sneeze sound?
What is it that I may be interested
I
in?
don't know, you could like enchant your weapons or something.
I bet that would be very expensive.
Oh, probably super expensive, actually.
Probably, yes. So if I
Yeah,
were to,
but you can
for
make it
example,
like shoot fire. That would be dope.
dope. I do not wish my weapons to be doped.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to some sort of investigation. You could lose a race. Then you could blame it on cancel culture.
I show her a Lashalar, my offhand, and say,
Ah, yes, what a wonderful weapon.
yes, it is beautiful. It belonged to my teacher, Anfirin. But you probably do not know of the Code of Limardem or the Order of Limardem.
Cannot say that I've ever heard of it, no.
No, of course not. No one has. But why should this be different? Why should I learn more?
I mean, we are in a different country from where it's from, presumably.
Just of curiosity,
Yes.
how much would it cost to put an enchantment on this weapon that would, for example, increase the amount of damage it would do?
So, must a guiding, honing enchantment.
I do not know what that means, but
As
yes.
if the enchantment would guide your weapon to strike more true. Something of that nature, perhaps also sharpen the blade and...
Yes, I do not have a problem hitting the target. I just wish it to do more damage when it does.
I think we could probably come up with something that would accomplish that, make it a bit more deadly. Yeah, it is hard work to do these things, much like creating the protection against such blows. Finding ways to help the weapon cause them is pretty time consuming. Several weeks are required to make this happen. And depending on materials, it can range in price based on May I see your blade for a moment?
Yes.
She takes your blade, studies it. I'm assuming that this is not magical.
There is no magic in it.
See, it is well made. She hands it back to you. So it should hold enchantment well. That should not be a difficulty. I would say this would probably cost slightly more than 1,000 gold to accomplish what you are looking to do.
Well, it is good to know the price. I cannot afford that at the moment, but at some point in time, I may wish that to have.
Well, of course. Yeah, drowning magic, we should always be here to assist you. But my name, and I do apologize for not having introduced myself earlier, is Rachel.
With an A.
Yes. Two, as a matter of fact.
2 A's? Where?
Rachae.
A-E.
Well, thank you very much. I'll be here in 2 weeks.
Yes. Are you staying somewhere in town?
Company of Blades.
Of course. Such esteemed adventurers are among us. The Company of Blades is a well-respected group, as you know.
While she
If
says
we-
that, I put the shoes on and I start walking around with them.
And I tear another piece of pretzel off my neck.
Very well respected, indeed. If we finish early,
Many
we
people
should
ask
send
for us by
word.
name.
I'm sure.
Yes, if you can finish early, that would be fantastic.
If we do, let you know. Now, if you'd excuse me, I must attend to other enchantments. Well,
Okay.
if you need anything else, any of the clerks in the store will be able to help. A wonderful day.
You too.
She walks into the back, and business continues as usual.
Just as we walk out, I assume. I think we should maybe visit Todriana. I just remembered something that I might want to get from her.
Oh, yes, the lady at the museum.
Yes.
Okay, are we nearby?
I mean, everything's in town. It's all walkable. Within 30 to 45 minutes, you can reach almost anywhere in town.
Okay, and this is an okay time of the day to visit?
It's fairly late in the day, as the moon is quite low on the horizon and the sun is beginning to creep up. But Totriana, as you know, keeps odd hours.
Yes. Nines, is that all right with you to visit the museum again?
These shoes are so unwieldy. Who would want these?
When they're not extended, they're pretty comfortable shoes. But when they are,
On cobblestone.
they're incredibly hard to walk in. And they do not extend your foot out into them. They don't change the shape of your foot.
There's no horrible cracking noise of brain bones snapping as they extend.
No. So you don't.
bad.
You have this like very long, floppy, sort of shoe front, moving ahead of you. They're quite difficult to walk in.
Do they expand sideways or just length?
Oh no, it's like kind of this big teardrop almost
It'll be
formation in
great
front of you.
for if we're walking on snow.
Yes. However,
No, they won't.
the noise that they make as they hit the pavement will certainly reduce your ability to be stealthy.
That's an understatement. In their extended form, you'll suffer quite a few penalties to stealth.
I can't wait to see the art of this. Anyway, I retract them, and then we will continue on.
all you need to do to control their size is simply wear them
3 times.
and then tap them 3 times, and they go back and forward and grow or shrink in size when you tap them.
Yes, now I have magic shoes and only cost me 4 copper. I am best shopper.
That is excellent.
This episode
That
is going to be absolutely stupid.
I do believe that is the best purchase you have made since the ocarina you had purchased.
Yes, and that is fantastic magical instrument that we did not verify.
Yes. Someday we should take the time to find out about the ocarina's magic.
Yes, we can do that sometime. But now we are busy and we must go to the
To the museum.
All right. It takes about half an hour or so, well, from where you are to make it to city center, where the museum is. You find it pretty easily. Todriana's cleaning up some messes inside. You'd interrupted a robbery when you were last there, and quite a few things had been smashed during the escape attempt by the would-be robber, who you let go, and she's just kind of cleaning up the last bits of that mess as you enter.
Hi, Toddy.
Oh, hey! Hey, everybody! Did you come back to, look at the museum or talk?
Both, I think, right?
Okay. Most people only want to do one.
Now,
Multitasking.
we told Soloth, but I'm not sure if he's gotten back to you yet, but we found a lot of the stolen Fervent tech, and it was supposed to be returned to you.
Oh, no. Well, I've been so busy the last couple of days. Just acquiring new items, putting them away, finding new security measures. I haven't talked to Soli since I last saw him.
Holy.
Oh, yeah, that's what I call him.
Yes, he will hate it when I start calling him that.
I just had a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Would it be possible for me to get one of those shielding boxes about yay big that protects you from Fervent?
I mean, sure, but what do you want it for?
Curiosity? Not dying?
You have a fervent crystal?
Maybe.
Yes, we are very good at this being subtle thing.
Well, who's she gonna tell? Soloth? I don't think so.
Yes.
Yes,
Solely.
everybody. Solely.
I have in my oregano pouch.
You're irradiated right now.
I will pull out the black crystal.
Right?
Sure.
Well, hang on. She runs to the back real quick and then comes out with some thick goggles, like a big black vest, some gloves, and
How long is it?
I take 3 or 4 steps away from Xoria.
It's been an oregano, don't worry.
You made us something with oregano in it recently.
this is
Several times.
you handed her the black gem.
Yeah.
Right. It's black, not blue. She holds it up to the light, just kind of looking at it, seeing if light refracts. And for the first time, because you hadn't studied this much, you notice that as the light in here is rather dim, the air musty, and the dust motes are constantly floating. But you notice that the light hitting this doesn't really do much. It's very matte. It doesn't go through. It's not refracting anything. Yeah, it's crystal in its appearance, but it doesn't seem to be behaving that way at all. Huh. Where did you find this?
In the warehouse.
If never seen anything like this before. Found it in the warehouse?
Yeah, the thieves.
What was it with?
Well, it was with a sphere.
Do you have the sphere?
You've been carrying them.
I've been carrying them, yes. Yes, I have that which contained the crystal. I'll take it out of my backpack and show it to her.
Now, did you find the crystal in the sphere?
Yes, but it was open.
And this crystal... these are called drive orbs, or drive engines. They're among the more common pieces of fervent tech that are still around and not working. They're small power sources that can, power most basic machinery. A lot of families around here use them to either create sprinkler systems or move a mill wheel. They're a substitute that replaces other sources of energy often, or can power something that we've never been able to do. They're fairly easy to maintain because it's just the crystal, and as long as it's inside of its sphere, whatever it's designed to be plugged into, that particular sphere at least, it powers itself. They require very little maintenance. But all of those crystals are shaped a certain way, cut in a certain fashion. They all look the same, and one crystal from one drive orb to another is indiscernible. This isn't a drive orb sphere, like crystal, it just isn't. This is something else. I've never seen it. I've never seen anything like this. Hardly a foremost expert on this. There's plenty more in the Fervent Guard that have seen a lot more than I have. Most of my time is spent dealing with more mundane and everyday objects. But whatever you have, this is something that you shouldn't let see. This is different.
You didn't see it, but...
No, I wouldn't want to put you in any danger. But be careful with this, and be careful who knows. Because there's a lot of people in this world that want to figure out what happened with all the fervent tech. They want to understand. Some are trying to do their best and restore it, like the Fervent Guard. Others are less, good-willed. Be careful, and here, she pulls out a black shielding box and places this crystal inside. For your own protection, I'm gonna put a special sealing clamp around this.
That would be great.
And she pulls out this kind of two-pieced mechanism. One goes underneath and the other goes on top. And these brackets sort of slide into matching halves on each side, and then she turns some simple locks. There's nothing about this that's like gonna stop someone from taking it. It's just to make sure it doesn't open.
And how long would you say would be dangerous if you were to carry it around unshielded?
Well, almost any amount of time could be considered dangerous, but no,
What if you ate food that was prepared with things it was sitting on for long periods of time?
I can't say. The energy that powers these crystals is unpredictable from one crystal to the next. But we know enough where a few weeks exposure to a small one could make you fairly ill. It would take a lot longer than that to cause real damage to you. But a crystal like this, I don't know.
Well, thank you for that. Would we be okay leaving her the shell that this came in?
Well, I do ask some questions.
Of course.
You said that this is not a drive crystal,
No.
but it was inside of this
Yeah.
orb, and it has other things, gears and cogs and things. Is this a drive,
Oh,
or
yes.
is this an unusual thing also?
No, the sphere and the other pieces, they're all part of a, drive orb. Those are all, well, for as much as fervent tech gets, they're all pretty standard. Nothing
Oh.
about that seems unusual.
Do you recognize the crest on the orb?
He picks it up and takes a look at it.
I also have it written down in my journal.
Not offhand. It's based on this. It's probably from a family here in Nordfeld. It's got some pretty typical like Nordfeld family symbols, like all the tree, branch, and leaf sort of filigree that's around it. That's pretty common to find in a lot of family crests here. It's sort of a signature for this region, but I'm not that good at knowing all the family crests. There's dozens and dozens of families. I haven't seen this one around. I can tell you it's not the Zweigelds.
Let's see. We also had a second orb, right?
We have we had two normal orbs. The open one with the black cube and a rectangular box,
Okay.
fervent box.
Right,
And we
there.
gave one of the orbs to Ludorf, one of the regular orbs.
Well, I also have a second orb in a box that I have been carrying. These also have crests or sigils. Do you recognize any of them on the orb or the box?
She examines the other sphere, which you guys have still. I've seen this symbol around. I know it's one of the families here in town. Now, I don't know which one. Like I said, I'm not very good at recognizing all the family crests. It's not the Zweigelds, but it's one of the other families in the area for sure. If you take it over to the finest prince, he should be able to tell you. What Otto? He should know who these are belonging to. The rectangular box, grabbing that now. Oh! Although, there's nothing super powerful in here as far as fervent tech is considered. This is actually kind of a rare piece. Here, let me show you. She takes her fingers and pulls them down the side, the longer sides of the rectangular box, and then it just pops open. And one of the short sides is hinged, and inside you see a very strange set of what look to be tools. This is a maintenance box. These were distributed, by hundreds and thousands back in the day when Fervin was still experimenting with all this stuff. And they're part of standard issue maintenance sets. They always like to have a little bit of flair. That's why they seal shut when you close them. But once you know how to open them, they're all open the same way. These are maintenance tools, and they can be used to maintain just about anything in here. But mostly these were put out for utility workers who would be taking care of lights and larger power generation systems that were used in the north. Most of those are lost, though. It's few and far between when we find an old power station.
What does have like a giant blue crystal in them that's like, bigger than ulseth?
Yeah, Sully was telling me about you guys' first little foray into the Fervent Wilds. That's a power station. They're very rare and extremely dangerous. The amount of energy that's produced there is overwhelming. And if the crystals become unstable, really terrible things can happen if they crack.
Is this toolbox a complete set?
Looks to be. Yeah, I'd have to take a closer examination. When you look inside, there's several dozen tools in there, all of various sizes. They're all just kind of like laid out one on top of each other. Looks like it's missing the sorting trays, but that's pretty common. The sorting trays were just little wood brackets. After this long, most of the wood's rotted away or turned to dust. So it's incredibly rare that we find any with those. So it's not surprising to see them all loose like this. But it seems to be complete. Just, she's pulling out items, just kind of looking at them casually. Did you find anything else?
We have a lamp head.
Oh. What? Do you show her the lamp head?
Yeah, the
Okay.
piece of the lamp. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Well, these weren't used much here in Nordfeld, but in a lot of the cities and some of the roads, when we expanded the Fervent Wilds, as we call it now, well, these were what lit the way, quite literally. And they're not too rare, at least in places like Whitfeld. They're all over the place. I'm kind of surprised they're still working. And there's some that you can find in Drogmara. They actually use quite a few of these over in Krebstadt. Think of it. But, well, they're still interesting. I actually have a working one in the back that I like to have on for mood lighting.
Well, do you want me to continue to carry these, or
Wait,
shall
good
we
for
leave
what?
them here? Ah,
Well,
perhaps
Good
when...
for what?
Oh, well, see, the neat thing, do you actually mind if I show you this?
sure.
She's grabbing the lantern. Here, we have a little bit of fervent power in this facility. And she goes behind her sort of clerk counter and pulls out a few cables and snap and then twist them into place. And she presses a little button on the underside of the lamp and it comes to life, much like you had seen in Whitfeld. They have this sort of odd greenish color light that's you've only ever seen produced by these lamps. And it's making the little whirring and buzzing noises that you grew so familiar with in Whitfeld. You can actually change the color of the lights. Most people never know this. And she reaches around the front and spins this little, like, kind of turnstile almost underneath the lamp. And indeed, the light is changing color. And it's going through all these different colors of, all color temperatures of white, from a cold yellow to a really hot blue. You can even get into some other sort of odd colors. And it's now producing like purples and violets and blues, really vivid colors. I find, and she turns it to this very pleasing red sort of light, very warm feeling. I find that this makes a really nice reading light when I'm trying to study up on something. So I keep one in the back.
Well, what I would maybe think is, why don't we keep the complete orb, because that might be worth something to the family that owns it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can maybe do the same with the box, unless we want to give it to Toddy.
Well, if it belongs to somebody in town, we should return it to them.
Yes.
Because it apparently had been stolen.
But I think
otherwise, yes.
But I think we could leave the lamp and the empty sphere here with her.
Yes.
Yes, the place that got robbed.
They got new security.
Yes,
it
would
good?
these be safe if we left them here?
I mean, arguably safer than before. The Zweigfelds paid for some security enchantments to be put on our doors and windows to help keep the place safe. They were honestly more worried about me, so the windows now shock anyone who tries to open them.
Why don't we leave them all here? you have copies of the crests.
Yes.
If we find the families to whom they belong, we can come and return them. Otherwise, we can
sure.
come back and talk about how to what to do with them.
But I'll hold on to the black cube.
I think that sounds fine. I'm more than happy to help return any stolen items. It's something we unfortunately are kind of used to around here. Well, a lot of people have fervent tech stolen because pretty valuable
Probably by the
stuff.
Thieves Guild.
Yes.
I didn't want to believe the rumors, but, well, after what I've seen and you guys catching that one, pretty sure there's an active Thieves Guild in town.
I do believe we
That's
have
true.
disrupted parts of it. At least one of their camps.
Well, I
Oh,
think,
great.
yeah.
We're still looking for the leader.
Well, why don't we see if Hartfeld, we can get to him before he closes. And then go back to the company house to sleep and talk to Soloth.
Yes, I agree.
In that
Then,
Or, yeah,
and
whatever.
then perhaps tomorrow we may pay a visit to Ludorf.
All right, so
Let's not go to guy that tried
where do
to
you guys
kill
want to go
us.
first?
The finest prince.
Okay. All right, well, hey, if there's anything else that I can help you with, just let me know. And, be careful. Oh, actually, you know what you should take?
Huh?
Hang on. She runs to the back and comes out with these large gloves that look just like the ones she's wearing. Here, they're protective. So if you're handling any fervent stuff, just handle it with those.
Great, thank you.
Since you're dealing with so much of it right now, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Toddy.
Well, yeah. I mean, we gotta take care of each other.
All right, let's hurry over to the finest prince. Thank you, Toddy.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
She's kind of like jumping up into the window. She's a gnome. She's waving.
I hope she doesn't touch it. She doesn't want to get shocked.
Maybe she does.
We
You
just
know.
hear this. Zip.
So,
Finest prince.
the finest prince. You have to ask for directions a couple of times. It's out in the westernmost outskirts of the city.
Is it by the lake?
I mean, everything on the westernmost outskirts of the city, the west side of the city is like by default near the lake. So, sort of. It's not on the waterfront or anything like that. It's on the northwestern sort of territory, and it's near the more industrial parts. And it's you come to this shop, and much like the rest of the city, it's got this sort of half timber style construction. No, but there's a very elegant looking brick storefront with high windows, and it's all very clean looking, elegant. And in front of the door there's actually a little square of red carpet, and the door themselves have very elegantly curved handles, and the glass the glass is tinted just slightly darker,
This is a very large
so it's hard to
pencil.
see in.
It's like
It's
a baguette.
attached to a large workshop behind it. This is the scene that you come to.
Well, it's pretty late, but knock, knock, knock. Or is it open?
When you knock, little. It looks like two very bright fireflies that
This
Sort of
place is
like-
fancy.
Very.
zoom out and
It's almost as fancy as me.
and they start
Almost. Especially with your large
little, like,
shoes.
hissing almost in the air. as these two little orbs of light, like I said, are reminiscent of fireflies, start writing things out in the air. It gives the hours of operation, which you realize we're just outside by a couple hours at this point, since the sun is, about 15, 20 degrees up in the sky. Very late.
We're willing to pay extra.
The hours of operation just sort of hover in front of you. And then once they are completed, they write out, thank you for your patience.
You should use your thieves' tools and see if you can just get us in.
Alright, I use my thieves' tools.
Okay then.
It's good practice.
Go ahead and
Guidance.
roll basically a dexterity check, because
Here's Bardic Inspiration.
you're not proficient
good
in tools
Dromar.
yet.
23.
You start moving the tumblers behind this, and you're actually feeling confident that you've got the lock here. When all of a sudden, one of these little lights that you'd seen before kicks your tools out of the lock and back into your hands, and comes out, and now a flurry of lights somehow animating a little hand going.
You didn't say the magic word.
Oh, let us say the magic word.
Alright, well,
Swordfish.
Nothing happened.
I guess we missed,
That means that we must come back tomorrow to do that. Is there anything else we can do now that the that the town is going to sleep?
Well, we probably need to report to Soloth.
Ah, yes. It will be
Dromar.
difficult to tell Zolaf about Dromar.
Yeah. But we need to do it.
Back to the company house.
Okay.
Nines, is there anything else you wish to do?
No, I'm tired. I want to take a nap.
Can one of you
Further.
help me with this pretzel? I'm getting so full.
Yes, I will eat some pretzel. I do not wish to have the dipping sauce, though.
That's the other side.
On the way
I
back.
assume it's like a baguette in thickness or something.
No,
No?
it's like a thick,
But it's just
Pretzel?
long.
just long. It's very, very long.
On the way back, I finished my third of the pretzel, or however much is left.
Alright.
You get, there's a fair bit of size difference between Xoria and you. You got slightly less than half of this. So, finish it.
Yeah.
You've had quite a bit of pretzel.
But I didn't have anything to eat all day,
You guys have just
Other
been
than your own
pretzel.
pretzel.
except for the fried pretzel on a
We've
You,
been
you
running
didn't have
around.
breakfast, you walked for several hours, missed lunch, and then had kind of a, late
Pretzel
dinner. And the only thing that you've had is pretzel, and a lot of it plus dipping sauce. And you've had a admittedly quite bad mead light. It wasn't good.
It tasted like water.
Yeah.
Well,
Bad water.
and we still didn't manage to get to all the shops we wanted to go to on time.
I mean, you guys did arrive at
Noon.
It was late in the
2
day.
a.m.
Yeah, this would have been a little past dinner time when you guys got in.
Okay, well, we go back to the company.
Remember, Nines, he probably doesn't want to be called Sully.
It will help soften blow that Dromar is criminal and taken away.
Ah, yeah.
Wait,
An act of
We return.
Solely good buddy. Dromar is no longer here. He is criminal. They just say that.
Well, I'll let you lead the talking to him then.
Yes, since you seem to have the subtlety down
You
very well.
have, you have the whole thing prepared, so
Yes.
I don't want to get on.
Okay.
Almost as good as Bystocks.
You enter the company house, and again, the steward in training is at the desk. Oh, hey, hello, everyone.
Hello. What was your name again?
Steward in training.
I'm seeing if they'll slip up.
Thank you. I don't actually write down the names of mostly inconsequential NPCs.
Well, they also aren't supposed to give us their names, from
So-
what I
No,
understand.
they are not supposed to give you their real names. They're supposed to be the steward.
But they're in training, so I want to go, what's your name again?
You may address me, looking now to the trainer for approval, as steward. Train is just nodding.
Stewart.
Steward.
Oh, okay.
The steward's name is Stewart. Ah, that is easy to remember.
Commander Solothin.
Yes, he's in.
Excellent. We have official business with him.
Oh, I think he's asleep. Do you need me to rouse him?
No, we can do that.
The steward in training just goes, oh, okay. And the steward trainer just has like wide, horrified eyes right now.
Is the steward to training gonna stop us?
Doesn't seem like that.
And make it so.
Does he lock his door? Don't worry, I'll handle it.
Just look away. Oh, is that what it... In this case, yes.
We're gonna go over there then.
All right. The door is, for the record, not locked.
Oh. I was gonna try and lock it.
I mean, you can try to lock it.
That seems stupid. Alright. It's your time to shine, Nines. Make sure your shoes are big and your head is smart.
Done. I don't actually widen my shoes. Which is a phrase I get to say now.
Are they, wait, do you have the shoes in or out?
They're in because we were walking.
Alright.
And apparently I cannot walk with them.
Well.
Not well.
Well, and
No.
you make a lot of noise.
So like movement speed halved or something.
So we can
You're just sort of
some warning,
unstable.
if you'd like.
do you want to knock?
It would be hard to
Or
run.
shall we just walk in?
Oh, this is Nine's operation.
I have a history of knocking on doors I shouldn't be knocking on, so I knock on the door. Soloff, we have mission report.
Okay. At the first knock, nothing seems to happen.
I knock again and then shout, Soloff, we have mission report from favorite soldiers.
Mercenaries.
Mercenaries.
Who's there?
Solely, it's us.
At that, you hear kind of a quick thump, and then some stomping over to the door, and Sola, like rips open the door, just like, what?
Bad news, Stromar was kidnapped by Royal Guard.
I'm aware. Is that what you woke me up for?
That's not everything.
Oh no, there's something about fervent tech that's bad too.
Wait. He's sort of massaging his forehead and just like, wait, what? Fervent tech. What are you talking about?
Well,
Losing
Xoria has all that stuff.
This connection brought to you by a company that I won't.
AT&T.
Yeah, there you go.
Great
It is.
timing.
I mean, that's what you pay for your internet connection. So
Well, since Nines is a blurry still right now,
yeah, you just started crashing.
I would like ulseth to take over.
Yes, I am taking over. I will explain. We had been in the sewers, became weird rats.
Found a murder cult.
Yes, a hideous murder cult.
What? A murder cult?
If you wish, Xoria can show you.
Yeah.
No. We'll debrief in the morning.
Oh.
Is there anything critical I need to know now?
Yes, Dromar has been abducted by the Royal Guard, but you said you know that.
Yes, the guard informed me shortly after you all left that morning. They traced in here. Not hard to find.
Well, we are most distressed. You do not seem to be bothered.
I certainly enjoyed Dromar being around. However, I'm
Insight check.
okay.
I don't believe him. 22.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Oh, whoa. Wow. Does he like us too?
I mean, wasn't
We didn't ask.
you didn't
I know.
ask.
I'm not, it's more. That was more rhetorical to myself.
He woke me up from sleeping. Of course, it upset me. Yeah, don't like it when any of my recruits are taken by the guards, but I can't help other people's actions from before they got here, or even after they do. Well, there's not much that we can do to help him right now. It's the Royal Guard and the Ulfstein family. I don't know what he was thinking, getting himself into this, but
We think he was framed.
knowing him, knowing the people who have it out for the Ulfsteins, possible. It was always a bit too trusting in my, at least from what I saw. So, it is unfortunate. It's never easy. But now, it's woken up in the middle of the night. So,
Well, it is not quite the middle. It's only like, say, for example, the first third.
thank you for the clarification.
You are welcome.
Yes, he loves semantics right now.
I do wish to be precise in some things.
Is there pressing?
Super duper pressing.
I believe that we have found many things in the sewers, and wish to tell you about them. They may be of interest.
Okay.
But I don't think that the city's going to immediately explode or anything.
No,
That's a good answer.
as long
I
as
like
you are
that
not
answer.
abducted by the murder cult.
Wait, they can do that?
Probably.
This.
I mean, we only saw the
just
one
like-
room with the murder call.
Okay, stop talking about murder cults. Don't need that right before I try to sleep.
All right. Don't look
Well,
at this
yes.
page. No, I'm just kidding.
We definitely don't want to look at the ruins.
We shall debrief about everything that you've encountered tomorrow. And we will talk it through, up with a plan, and make sure that we're safe.
We are very good at plan
No,
starting.
you're not.
We
I've been there enough to know.
our plans are almost
We are good at executing plans.
yes.
But
Our
for
plans
now-
are always well executed.
Sleep.
And the people.
He says as he's shutting the door in your face.
Have a pretzel day.
Hide. It's like that. And he just
Oh,
shuts
she
the
gets it.
shuts the door. You hear it lock this time, and
Oh, Thieves' Tool. No, I'm just kidding.
And you kind of hear his thumping as he goes back to bed.
He did not seem to be very welcoming.
He's scared 9 stiff.
Yes.
Nines, not that you can see this, but your image is completely frozen on our end.
But we can hear you.
Your audio's coming through fine. So, at the moment, you're the world's greatest ventriloquist. Unfortunately, you don't have a dummy.
Or maybe he does.
Alright, well, we should probably sleep too. We have a busy day ahead of us.
Yes.
We have a lot to share with Solas. We have
Yes, we have much to
stolen military
much to tell.
technology.
We have much to find out, and we have contracts that we have not yet fulfilled.
Yes. And we need to talk at Heartfeld about a lot of different things, because I'm very curious about which house had this sphere with the black cube in it.
Mm-hmm. And the other sphere, and the box. And perhaps he even will identify something about the griffin.
Yes.
Or perhaps he knows something about the Order of Limardem. We do not. This may be a very good visit.
Yeah, I'm curious why we kept putting it off now that we say it out loud.
Well, mainly because we were turning into weird rats down in the sewer.
That's true.
Yes.
All
And
right.
talking to frogs.
Well, let's hit the late night buffet.
And correcting the spelling for the thieves.
Have some...
It was very busy time.
Yeah. And we'll probably get murdered in our sleep by vengeful Thieves Guild members.
You never know.
Mm-hmm. Eventually that may happen.
Yeah.
But we have an early warning system now.
Well, let's hit up the late night buffet and go to bed. Have an early morning.
Mm-hmm.
See if we had a pretzel day.
Okay. That sounds very good. They may have fritters yet.
As you all bed down
Yes.
for the evening, roll a d20.
I would like, before I do this,
Yes.
I want to spend like an hour before going to bed, or I will say as much time as is safe, attempting to study the runes in my book.
Okay. Well, as much time as is safe is as long as you can keep your brain in order, basically.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'll have you... We'll make a couple of checks here.
Okay.
All of them will be wisdom saves.
All right.
Roll your first one.
Not great. 9.
You take
You
5
said it
points of
wasn't
psychic
great.
damage. As the runes just burn into your soul almost.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
I heal that back.
Okay.
I will keep trying.
Go ahead.
Nat 20.
All right.
27.
You're able to spend with that. You're able to spend about a half hour studying, while resisting the pain that it causes. It's still uncomfortable, and you take 1 point of psychic damage over the time, and it feels kind of like a migraine headache, is how best I would describe that. But it's relatively safe as you've studied this for a half hour.
Okay, I'm trying to just discern what the nature of these runes are.
Okay, do you want to keep trying? You haven't really... In the amount of time that you spent, you've learned very little about their origin or where they could come from. But you've never seen anything like this. And when you're trying to look at them, it's almost like the shape can't exist in our world. Like, every time you look at it, something seems to be shifting at the edges of your vision, wherever you focus, something seems to move a little bit.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna need more outside information before I can get much further on these, so I'll stop.
Okay.
And then I'll go to bed.
Okay. Make your pretzel day roll.
Oh, right. Can I have guidance?
This is not a skill check.
Oh. Well,
12.
I did not have a very good pretzel day. 2.
Those tuna pretzels are not sitting well, and I rolled a natural 1.
oh no! I have the best pretzel day.
The tuna pretzels aren't going well. Your pretzel on a stick just wasn't fulfilling. You thought it'd be a great idea, but you know, the longer you went at it, the more you it's like when you're having like a rock candy stick thing. Like the first part of it's pretty fun, great, but then you get down a little ways and you don't have a choice other than like straight on the side, and it just sort of made a mess. It you know, great potential, kind of poor execution.
I was very excited about the fried pretzel on the stick, but unfortunately, it was either a very bad idea or a very good idea badly executed.
Xoria, your very large pretzel was quite filling, but bland. The most interesting part was the dipping sauce, which you found to be fine. None of you had a pretzel. Unfortunately.
Anyway, I sleep in front of Solof's room, just like right against the door.
I don't.
Okay. He is gonna wake up. Is he gonna wake up to a little bit of cat barf? Is that what he's gonna wake up to?
Either that or the sound of it.
Just tuna pretzel.
Just the sound of our. That's what he's gonna wake up to.
Like, oh god, no.
I mean, if I do
Nines
throw
is
up,
back. He's moving again.
And stuff.
Oh, and there we go.
Oh.
And our cat just pushed the monitor into the shop.
Yes. Yes, our cat did. Thank you, Tabaxi God.
all hail a Tabaxi God.
On the wonderful note of one cat rejoining us and another screwing up our shop, as you go to bed, we will.
Our cat
All
is
the
sleeping
session
right
here.
in front of you, just like you are sleeping in front of the door.
And when you wake tomorrow, we'll have further discussions about the murder cults in the sewers and what happened with Dromar and what Doloth's reaction is. And maybe you'll find out if he actually like you all. Who knows?
Not after Mike waking him up. He doesn't like me anymore.
Maybe. So, thank you again to everyone who joined us today. Yeah, stay safe out there. We love you.
And have a
Next
pretzel
week.
day.
Bye.